It is football night in Riverside, a special Thursday night edition here at Zach Arp Stadium on the campus of Norte Vista, where the Braves take on Fontana. Ghazal Hassan back with you along with Jeff Gorham. And Jeff, two things jump out at me. First of all, new playing surface here at Zach Arp Stadium. The turf has been installed. And secondly, the heat. We're about an hour before game time, and the temperature's still tipping into the triple digits.
I'll tell you what, an hour and a half ago, this field, and I should say outside this field, it was 113 degrees. I brought my handy-dandy thermometer here. Earlier today, I checked it. It was 157 degrees on this field. There is some concern. A lot of gremlins going on when you build a new stadium like this. Right now, Norte Vista does not have the water cannons to cool down this field. Luckily, the temperatures have gone down quite a bit. Hopefully they can fix those things and make it a little safer for these athletes.
All right, as far as the Braves, they started off the year 2-0. And, Jeff, I got to ask you, what have you done with Ken Batdorf? The Braves, for just the second time in the last 113 games, gained more yards passing than they did rushing. In fact, Seth Bollender went 9 for 9 in the first half of last week's 38-14 victory over Arroyo Valley.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you've known Ken Batdorf, he has run smash-mouth child abuse offense for years, but in order to get to that next level, to get that elusive ring, he's going to have to be able to throw the football, and he's really dependent on Bollender.
All right, moving on, J. Eric Gonzalez is the fifth-year head coach at Faux High. They're also undefeated coming in. They've been unscored upon on the season. They've allowed less than 150 yards per game, and they forced 8 turnovers. Oh, by the way, Jeff, the Steelers are 2-0 on the year. I'm half expecting to see Dick Bruick somewhere on the sideline wearing sunglasses and a fake nose and mustache. How do you size up Faux High coming into this contest?
Well, I'll tell you what, Faux High is going to have to rely on their defense. If they can stop the Braves' offense, hey, in the air, on the ground, you have great offensive line by Norte Vista. If they can get to that interior part of the offense, they could have themselves a game here tonight.
All right, we have the old school dynasty in Fontana, kind of the new age dynasty of Ken Batdorf and the Norte Vista Braves coming up next, the CIF on Riverside TV. As Chris Difton said on the premiere episode of MTV's Unplugged, right before launching into Pulling Muscles for Michelle, great to be back. Ghazal back with you along with Jeff. Lining up to kick it away are the Braves of Norte Vista. Abraham Saldana will tee it up and kick the ball away to Fontana. The Steelers coming off of 2 consecutive shutout wins. Tracking the ball is Winston Velasquez. It'll go out of bounds. Out comes the flag, and let's see if the Faux High they'll take the football at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Steelers. The Steelers, we mentioned in the open, 2-0 on the young season, a 30-0 win last week. And the first week they knocked off San Bernardino by a score of 20-0. So back-to-back shutout wins for Fontana. They knocked off Indian Springs last week. They'll come out and play kind of a modification of the pistol wing, led by their quarterback, Ruben Camacho, a senior. He's come through the program in 4 years. Big offensive guard, Gustavo Herrera, up front. First down, here's the throw. Complete to Santiago Celadino up to the 36-yard line. Short gain on first down.
Yeah, and Fontana starting off with throwing the football. Talking to the coach before the game, he said they're going to, this is going to be a lot of running plays. But if you can get to Norte Vista, you're going to have to be able to throw the football. Those big boys up front are very tough to deal with.
I would guess, so officially no gain, so 2nd and 10. I would guess that they're going to try to go ball control. Now remember, they've allowed less than 150 yards a game in the first 2 games. They forced 8 turnovers. So I have a feeling they're just going to try to hold the ball as long as they can against this Braves offense. 2nd down. There's the shift. Here's the give. Running to the right side over the 35-yard line, but right into a bevy of Braves is Christian Perez with the handoff and the take. They'll give him 2 yards to the 37, bringing up 3rd down and 8. And that defense for the Braves has been very good over their first 2 games. Only allowed 7 points against Silverado and 13 points against Silverado, 14 last week against Arroyo Valley on the road.
Yeah, and to think of it, they've been playing some teams that, they have head and shoulders have been above, but they're getting a lot of reps from those, second and third string guys that are really, really showing some progress here for the Braves.
Villapando split out to the near side in the slot, Celadino, but here's the give. Slashing up and getting the first down for Fontana is Christian Perez, the junior running back, running over that right side of the line. And they'll move the sticks. It's exactly how J. Eric Gonzalez, the fifth-year head coach of the Steelers, wants to play it. Kind of keep it between the tackles. If you can bounce it outside, do so. Leading the charge on the right side there was Big Brian Bernal. He's the senior tackle. Very good offensive line for the Steelers. It'll be a good matchup on that defensive front, and now we see why. Flag on the play. They'll mark off the penalty against Faux High.
Yeah, but a good misdirection play, a lot like we've seen Norte Vista do over the last, 32 years now at the helm of the Braves? Ken Batdorf?
Year number 31.
31?
Yeah, 30 last year, plus 1 is 31.
I thought it was more like 77 years. Cause,
you always say that. You kind of make him seem like the ancient mariner. He's a spry, young-thinking guy.
Yeah, he's young-thinking. I don't know how spry he is.
Ball back to the 38, so a third down and 12. A flag comes flying in. Here's Camacho getting up to about the 40-yard line before he gets bumped down by Fabian Ruvalcaba for the Braves, and we'll look at the flag yet again. Speaking of the flag, our officiating crew tonight, Lou Beechin, our referee. Our umpire is Kenneth McKernan. Head linesman Scott Basinger. Lou Lefevre, the line judge, and the back judge is Paul Janeway.
Paul Janeway? Are you kidding me? That guy's been around forever. He was a longtime athletic director at Rubidoux High School. I think he's coached every sport known to man, including badminton. He has been all over the place. Worked for them for a few years back in the day at Harupa Valley many moons ago.
Harupa. So a 3-yard pickup. Penalties on Fontana, they will decline, meaning the Braves will decline the penalty. And here comes the punt team. Coming out for Fontana, Aiden Branham, a sophomore. They brought him up to the varsity last year as a freshman to kick. Soccer player whose dad works on campus, kind of knows Coach Gonzalez, and they said, let's give him a shot. It worked out, and here he is in year 2.
Big kid. You know how much I love those kickers.
Dreddy Lane stands at the Novi 36. Punt is off, the snap is offline, and a little worm burner to about the 45-yard line where it is down. So officially a 4-yard kick, no return, good pressure from Novi, and a short field for the Braves offense.
Yeah, got right in there, nearly took it away right there before the punt. But now we get to look at this big offensive line. Everybody talks about the great road runner, but I'll tell you, I want everybody who's watching TV to watch number 50 and number 88. Those two guys up front are beasts.
Well, big boys up front, left to right. David Sanchez, Giovanni Velasco, Ryan Huerta, Kevin Rayo, Joey Corey. And then, of course, you throw in Ryan Rodriguez and Hugo Sosa. And here's the run. It looks like he's off to the races. There he goes, the funky road runner. Nobody's going to stop him. Touchdown, Novi.
Remember I told you, he just flew in the air like a road runner. Did you see that? I didn't know road runners could fly.
So instead, that was Jaden Henderson. Not Dreddy Lane. It was Jaden Henderson taking it 45 yards. Well, he could be the funky road runner on that play.
He looked more like a bluebird as he was floating.
So 9:03 here in the first quarter. And a 45-yard run for Henderson. And the Braves on top 6-0. Coming out to try the PAT is Abraham Saldana. Swings the leg. It's up and it's good. Just like that, 7-0 Braves. That didn't take long, Jeff.
No, that's the first time Fontana's been scored on. But, man, I thought for sure it would have been Dreddy, but these new fandangled Norte Vista uniforms, see, they look good on TV.
But gray on gray.
Gray on, yeah, exactly. But, yeah, look at I was going to take 55, Ryan Huerta, and 88, Ryan Rodriguez. Man, those guys are fun to watch.
Rodriguez even caught some passes.
He was a fullback, I think, last week at one time.
Tight end. Throwing him at a tight end. 9 for 9. If he threw 9 passes for 9 completions and 9 yards, the late Herm Cain would have been very happy. Remember, he had the 9-9-9 plan?
It was. It was
9% federal, 9% state, 9% sales tax across the board.
Alliteration of numbers as well. I don't know if that's
Nine's always a good number.
9!
Yeah. Oh, that's say it that way. Sounds a little scary.
Hey, I watched a lot of Hogan's Heroes, my friend.
The great Bob Crane.
Bob Crane. I was more of a Colonel Klink, Werner Klempner.
Picking the ball up is Velasquez. He'll be buried right there at the 20. What are they going to mark him? The 28. 1st and 10, Fontana. Maybe a little bit rattled. Their defense scored upon for the first time all year, and it happened quickly.
Yeah, I didn't even know they one play.
Yeah, that's
one
it.
Play.
45 yards. Jaden Henderson. Is it Jaden? Because it says Jaden. Yeah, it says Jaden.
Remember his brother,
Tajon.
and there's a little bitty freshman. Is he on the list?
No,
he's a freshman. He's as quick as a firefly in Georgia in October. I don't know if fireflies exist in October. You're from back east.
So here comes Fontana back up to the line of scrimmage from the 28. John Flores in motion. Here's the give, running up the middle. Good hit. Up to about the 38, close to a first down.
But another penalty, and I think this is going to go against Fontana again. So 3 penalties. This will be the 3rd penalty in as many carries.
Dave Iosefa on the tackle, but to no avail. It'll be marked off. Another penalty. And remember, there's a penalty that the Braves declined. So I think the second accepted penalty. So back to the 24-yard line for the Steelers of Fontana. They went 4-6 last year. Another look at the play. Iosefa coming and filling the gap. And they missed the playoffs, Jeff. It was a tough way to miss it. They had San Gregorio. They had them beat at their place on senior day, but a late turnover, and then they got a 2-point conversion to send it to overtime, and they ended up winning 27-21. It would have been a huge win for Coach Gonzalez and his program. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage on that one.
That's our guy, Chris Chaddock, over there. Always telling us about his gratitudes. Hey, they're in a different league now, aren't they?
They are, yeah. Well, we were talking with Coach Gonzalez. I mean, that's a wide-open league right now. You got Colton. We saw them. They had a really impressive victory over Harupa Valley. Notre Dame, Carter, Arroyo Valley, who Novi played last week in Bloomington. It's a wide-open league. No clear favorite there. 2nd down and 13, line is the 25. Camacho floats it out. Incomplete. He was looking for Santiago Celedino.
See, and talking about Notre Dame in that league, Notre Dame in the first 2 weeks, I don't know if many people know this, they have not finished a complete game in the last 2 weeks of season.
Yeah, why do you have to bring that up? They're a Riverside team. Now people are going to accuse us of being negative.
I'm not being negative. They just didn't finish.
Tell them the truth.
Red pill,
blue pill.
But they're playing at Wheelock Stadium tomorrow night.
Jeff, red pill, Gorba, I think it's wonderful. I think it's great they're back there. It's great for the fans to not have to drive all the way to San Bernardino.
They were all over the place. They had no field.
3rd and 13. Poly playing there as a home field as well. Here's the give up the middle. Up to the 35-yard line.
Great run here.
Gio Villapando with the carry. He'll traverse up to the 36-yard line. 4th and short coming up.
A great block there from Ricardo. I can't even pronounce that last name.
Jaden Henderson makes the tackle.
You got to help me with 61. He had a great block there to get those yards. Yeah, I want to see you try to say that last name.
Uriustigi.
What?
Ricardo Uriustigi.
That sounds like a delicious sandwich. Great block, though, from 61. Good job there.
Whistle blows here, timeout on the Steelers. And it'll give us an opportunity, Jeff, to talk about, new turf, who dis. Now, I know Nick and JR called the game here week 0 against Silverado, but this is our first opportunity to look at the new turf. And obviously with the weather, as you get a look at the Fontana huddle there, with the weather situation, it was a bit of a complication. You had a little bit of rubber. You were out here earlier today with your little hand thermometer, which, by the way, is the right kind of the heat-seeking thermometer. What did it get up to?
157 or 158.
What time was that?
About 12:30 in the afternoon.
On the turf.
On the turf.
Well, good thing we didn't play at 12:30.
No. But it was, I'll tell you what, there, like I said, there's been some gremlins. There is no actual water to really cool this field down. There are water cannons installed. In fact, there's 8 of them on the field, but there's not enough water pressure to utilize these cannons, so they've been trying to use sprinklers to cool down the field. But
is that why Batdorf was like trying to buy PVC or
Yes.
something? I thought he was in a multi-level marketing scam. I was relieved when you told me, no, it's all for the field.
well, he's usually trying to fix things in his yard because he has a brand new dog who's been chewing up all the sprinklers. I thought maybe he was talking about that.
4th and 2, give to the tailback. Villapando gets pushed back, and they'll stop him. Turnover on downs for Norte Vista. Dave Iosefa comes up and makes the play. Second big play for him, turning back the Steelers.
Turning back the clock. Do you remember there's been many Iosefas here coming through the ranks at Norte Vista?
He is the youngest.
Or is he?
Oh, maybe there's more, yeah. You're right.
Love the Iosefa family. Good people.
Ball over on downs to the Braves. They'll start again another short field. 1st and 10 from the 34. We mentioned the Steelers coming in back-to-back shutouts. Jonathan Brewer, their D coordinator, they play that odd kind of. It's a 5-man front, but it's really a 3-man front based on the gaps. 1st and 10 from the 34. Henderson in motion. Bolander, he's going to roll, he's going to throw. Ball is complete to the big tight end, Rodriguez. Rodriguez rumbles up for about 4 yards to the 30. 2nd and 6 coming up. And I was kind of joking, but not really. What have you done with Ken Batdorf?
I'll tell you
What's
what.
with this passing?
you
What is this
what.
wizardry you speak of?
It's all done with smoke and mirrors, but no, look at it.
How about Dreddy Lane picking up the blitz? And now that's just a tough assignment. Rodriguez goes about 300. You're asking Walter Guerra, who's maybe a $175 to bring him down. Good tackle by Guerra. They'll mark it to 31, so a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Is this the San Francisco 49ers offense all of a sudden?
It looks like the old, you know what, it's funny because Batdorf is an old Air Corps yell guy, right? Reminds me of Joe Gibbs with the Washington team. Can't say their name anymore, but in the 80s, they used to do the double tight end.
Well, they're both Batdorf's contemporaries.
Here's the stretch play, and it's going to be a touchdown. Here's a nice little move at the end, stumbling into the end zone again, and that is Jaden Henderson. Henderson takes it 31 yards for the touchdown.
Henderson, look at all that.
Here's a nice little move at the end, stumbling into the
I wanted to learn that. You and I should get our own little handshake. Did you have a secret handshake growing up?
Let's leave it for the kids, man.
Why? What do you mean leave it for the kids? You and I spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, but we don't need to do handshakes.
Yeah, we do. Hugs. We're all about love.
We
We're all
should,
about
we
love.
should. The secret handshake. You're right. We should do a little secret handshake.
You want to give me some skin?
Not particularly. Not right now. PAT coming up from Saldana. So 1 by land, 1 by air to Henderson. And the PAT is through 2 for 2. We saw that streak end a couple of weeks ago at Ramona, so I'm worried about jinxing.
What was it, 36?
39.
39. 9 has come up quite a bit tonight.
Didn't quite make 40.
Look at that.
Just
airing it out.
Getting the ball in the hands of the playmakers. You know, it's interesting. I think Ken understands a little nuance. What does it matter if it's a throw or a run as long as Henderson's handling the ball, Dreddy Lane's handling the ball? Who are his other, big guys out there?
A cavalcade of stars.
Henderson, Lane, I guess Costello. You can get him in the open field. King, Butler.
Hey, maybe we'll see Bolander run the football a little bit. I will say, Bolander has worked so hard in the offseason. I would see him out every day after school over here behind the gym working on his game.
Ken told me that the summer before last, he was kind of going to be the incumbent starter, and he really worked hard over the summer, worked with Josh Harvey. The spring and the summer of 23 before last season is Saldana again is going to kick it out of bounds. Second time he's kicked it out of bounds, and starting from the 35-yard line is Fontana, but hasn't really hurt the Braves, Jeffrey.
No, it has not. Their defense has been awesome so far to start this game. Hey, do you remember? You see, you weren't around back in the day, but man, going to a Fontana game when I was a kid was an event.
It was towards the end. I remember I started covering modern day, Bruce Rollinson, and this is like mid-90s, 95, 96, 97. And the teams out here, it was Redlands, Eisenhower, if you remember, was really, really good in Faux High. Riverside Poly at that point, they were kind of more of an 80s phenomenon. They'd kind of gone by the wayside. But the Belt League.
Yes.
1st and 10 from the 35, the great Dick Bruick. Throwing the ball in the air, incomplete.
Yeah, talking of Dick Bruick, one of our dear friends, you and I have had a chance to get to know him quite a bit. I've known him my whole darn life. In fact, my dad would take me to Fontana games when I was a kid.
How about Saldana, the kicker, playing some defensive back there, covering the play, pass intended for Gio Villalpando. Yeah, it's been nice. I knew of Dick Bruick, but as you know, Dick Bruick and Andy Newman are family friends, so I got to see Coach at some basketball games last year. He was doing some health stuff, but towards the end of the year was able to come out. Instead, intended receiver for Faux High there, Christian Perez. 2nd down coming up. Here's the give. Spinning over the 40-yard line, about a 6-yard pickup. So 3rd and manageable coming up.
Yeah, they used to have the best snack bar in the world. In the world, Gasol. I'd rather go there than anywhere on the planet when I was a kid.
It was a thing, right? It was a thing.
Football, yeah, you go over there, and the steel mill was working. And
it was like you took Ampipe from all the right moves and just dropped it in the middle of the Empire.
But, you'd go to these games, and you would have to walk forever to get on the field, and the steel mill was open. It was a cool time here in the Inland Empire.
Cue John Cougar Mellencamp. Camacho slithering through the right side. 1st down and more up to midfield. Gets into Norte Vista territory. About a 12-yard pickup there for Ruben Camacho. And when I was talking to Coach Gonzalez, hey, here's a guy who's kind of come up with them and matured through the program. Had a great year last year, threw for 780 yards, ran for nearly 300 yards. He has been a dual-threat quarterback for them this year. And this one's going to go against Novi.
That's
a big mark-off, too, a personal foul. Will take the ball to the 33-yard line.
And that's one thing I know Ken Batdorf is not happy about. I mean, those kind of mistakes, it's costly, and it just makes you look bad. It hurts you down in the game. You don't want to get those refs on the bad side of you. You want to play smart.
I don't want to get you in trouble, but how do you feel like the whole situation with the heat and the water? I mean, is that something that they're going to be able to work out?
Well, they better work it out. I mean, I know that, I've had parents came up to me today before the game specifically asking me, hey, we have no water out there. And I know Ken has really tried hard. It is a concern when it's 115 degrees, 113 degrees out here, and you can't practice on your field. It's safer to practice in the grass fields.
And I understand. It's like the weather on a plane delay, right? You can't control or predict the weather, but you know what they say when you're coaching kids. You tell them, hey, all these little things add up to a big thing. You got to address the little things.
Yeah, and when you build the stadium, you have to know that that's one of the first things you do is safety for the kids. And I'm sure and I hope Alvord will address it quickly because
1st and 15, another whistle, another flag coming in.
You're not just worried about head injuries. There's heat stroke is a very major concern in football, especially when you're not cool enough to get on the field. And I will say this, Ken Batdorf called a practice for the first time in his career. He's never called a practice short because his feet were burning. He called me that the night after they canceled practice and told me, I'm putting my feet in the pool because my feet are burning. And if his feet at 115 are burning, 17, 18-year-old kids, you got to make sure they're safe. And as a parent, I would want nothing but safety for my athletes.
Illegal shift marks it back 5 more yards. 1st and 20 from the 43, and more whistles.
Yeah,
this one's going to go against Novi.
Yeah, sure is.
So the Zebras taketh, or the Zebras giveth, the Zebras taketh away. Encroachment against the Braves will mark to the 38-yard line. So we'll do it all over again. 1st and 15. Remember the Monty Python Twit of the Year show?
I do.
They're off. Oh, no, they're not. That's kind of what we're dealing with right now.
Exactly.
We'll get a playoff. Don't worry, Jeff. 1st and 15. Here's the give. Guerra dancing on the right side, diving forward for about a 3-yard pickup to the 35. Walter Guerra, the junior, dual threat, had 60 yards last week against Indian Springs to go with a touchdown. 2nd down and 12 coming up. Fontana and Norte Vista, the Braves haven't won it. They've been to the final twice. But Ken Batdorf has won, 6 of the last 8 league titles outright. That's pretty good.
That's darn good. I'll tell you this. I think he's going to win it again this year. And I don't think I'm going out on a limb saying it. I think this is one of the best teams he's ever had.
This may be the most balanced team he's had since 2013. That's Guerra again trying the middle. And maybe to the line of scrimmage, 3rd down coming up. That 2013 team Michael Headland threw for 1,632 yards. They got all the way to the final against Citrus Hill. The game against Citrus Hill, which they lost, I think it was the Eastern final at the time, they threw for more yards than they ran for. The next time they did that was 111 games later in that game at Loyola last year, which they lost 35-7. And then they did it again last week against Arroyo Valley. It's just the 2nd time in 113 games they've done it.
The tide is turning.
3rd and 12. Camacho goes left. Short completion to Guerra inside to about the 32-yard line. So 4th down coming up. 3-yard pickup on the completion.
I think if you're Fontana, you got to like that kind of play. I mean, your quarterback scrambles, gets them a lot of time to.
Kind of what the Braves were doing, Jeff. Get your playmakers the ball in space.
Exactly. And if you can hold the ball long enough, you're going to be able to find an open man, just as simple as that. Watch this. They're spreading the field, and you can't play one-on-one when you're outnumbered.
We always talk about, especially with younger, although Camacho's a senior, younger quarterbacks, the key is to get the ball out of your hands.
Yes.
And obviously Camacho with some experience, understanding that. He's got Celadino. He's got Guerra around him. We've Villapando's been very good. The emergence of Christian Perez today. Here's the throw again. It's a little duck, and it's going to be intercepted. Norte Vista forces the turnover. And all the way up, because he's going to go. It's going to be a pick 6. Flag on the play, but a touchdown so far.
Yeah, about the 21-yard line. This can be no touchdown. That's going to go against the Braves, I believe.
And the gray on gray is already killing me, Jeff.
All right, we'll tell Ken next time we're on TV.
Lou Beechin.
No more gray uniforms, Ken Batdorf. I mean, they look good on TV, but I can't see it.
They don't look good on TV.
Can you see it, though, a little better? I can't see anything beyond.
Well, it's better for you because there's no colors.
I'm colorblind. You are. Let's see the call. Oh, that's another one.
Oh, roughing the passer.
Yes.
So wait a minute. He's calling.
Was there two? Is it off?
So he called off. How did he call? It looked like he called roughing the passer against Fontana.
Let's see here. Here's the. Let's see here. So we're going to sort this out as they run the clock here, but I don't think anybody knows exactly what's going on. So Coach Ken Batdorf is now going to call timeout. Yeah, about the 21-yard line. What's going on here?
So the ball looks like it's going to be at the 32-yard line. Looks like the Novi offense is going to come out. So the turnover committed.
No, the sticks have not moved. I think they're going to have to come back out on defense.
And now they're changing it up. Lou Beechin is our white hat today. So timeout right now on the field. Triple header weekend for us, Jeff. We got We got tomorrow Hillcrest and Ramona, the Master and the Apprentice. And then on Saturday, the national champions defend their title at Wheelock Stadium.
Against a good one, Long Beach City, their old rival.
Does RCC has any rivals, or they just have conquest by this point?
It's just conquest. But, hey, you had a nice talk with...
Fullerton's a rival because Fullerton beat him last year.
That's right. You had a nice talk with Tom Kraft, you
Fontana football, so 4th down. The entire previous play does not exist anymore. Big opportunity. Out of the backfield, complete to not complete. Alexis Lamelli can't hold on to it. Ball over on downs to the Braves. 14-0, 2:02 left in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us here on Riverside TV. These plays have been effective for Fontana. It's kind of getting the ball into the hands of their playmakers, and Lamelli could come up. He's been big. Now, he's a big-time player for them on defense.
But, yeah, tomorrow night's game, we have former River Valley League foes going at it.
Always two there are, Jeff.
Master and apprentice.
One master, one apprentice. Of course, talking about Travis Carter and Ken Mashinsky, the other Ken in the River Valley League. He's going to get upset when I said that, though. First and 10 from the 32. Here's the give. Elaine into the open field. Are they going to catch him? Little stiff arm, but down he goes at the 12-yard line. 56-yard run for Eddie Elaine. Flip the field. How about that one? Sorry, did I call him Eddie? Dreddy.
Dreddy, Eddie.
They both
Freddie.
were number one.
All I know is I see a lot of these guys wearing hoods. I would love to see them pull it over their helmet.
There's the toss. Elaine up the middle. Inside the 5. 4 or 5 tacklers around him. Winston Velasquez in there. Steven Flores had 2 hands on Elaine. They'll mark him down to the 3-yard line, 11-yard pickup. It'll be first and goal.
We're going to see Eddie Elaine Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening.
RCC
playing for the Tigers and Bo Bruins.
Give it. Well, I was going to bring it up tomorrow, but that's a great story, by the way. So
we can say it twice.
I know. We'll wait for this play. Bollender to the huddle. It's really interesting. That's why I love talking to Tom Kraft. First and goal from the 3. Novi already leads at 14-0. Henderson split out to the right side. Here's the give to Elaine, but they sniffed that out. Good play on defense, stepping up for Fontana, Frank Perez.
And there's a late flag coming in there.
Perez is kind of the heat seeker in this defense. The senior was the leading tackler last year. He had 7 tackles last week for the Steelers. Remember, the Steelers, until this game, Jeff, you mentioned it, they hadn't given up a point all year.
And a face mask, it's going to...
They needed the face mask to bring Dreddy down. Was it John Rice doing the telestrator?
What was that?
On Lou Beechin? I'd love for you to have the telestrator because you would draw all kinds of wacky things.
I would.
If we ever do get you need to have Luke up here to be your drawer.
Yeah, my little guy. My 11-year-old can't draw, or he's got really bad penmanship. He can type it like a madman, though. I guess you don't need to write anymore. Everything's done on Chromebooks.
Flags and whistles. When I was in 6th grade, my teacher, Miss Hidala, would taunt me for my penmanship.
Really?
I had really good grades, but she would never let it go. And my mom got involved.
Wow.
My mom said, well, like if you can do all this work, why can't you write? I'm like, is it enough that I do the work?
And you're a smart guy. See, I had great penmanship. I also had great handwriting. People were like, what's handwriting? Cursive.
Rolling to his right is Bollender, wide open. Catches it at the 1-yard line and brought down just in front of the goal line. So it'll be third down coming up for Novi.
Hey, he's still perfect, though.
Well, no, but he ended up 13 of 16. He wasn't.
Oh.
I think he ended up 10 of 11.
That's
so
right.
Braves,
they did. Well, they had another quarterback come in.
Yeah, the Braves ended up 13 of 16. Here's the play. Bollender kind of a jump throw out to the outside. That'll be the last play. And that's the end of the first quarter, so we'll come out of the 3rd and goal for Novi.
Okay, let's go with the Bo Bruins story.
14-0. I'm talking to Tom Kraft. So a little bit of a backstory. So as I noticed that the two tight ends from last year, Connor May and Josiah Cornwell, were not on the RCC roster. So I looked it up, and I found out they've transferred to Mount Sac.
What?
Okay. So I was talking to Coach Kraft, and I said, Coach, I know you love doing things with the tight end, but both guys are gone from last year. And he kind of snickers.
I would
goes,
snicker
yeah.
too.
He goes, and he says something like to the effect of, they kind of thought Mount Sac was a little bit sexier. And he said to me, I don't know if you know this, which I did know, obviously, but they have a great facility over there, and they're selling the guys on the facilities over there, But I said, well, I know you like to use the tight ends. Who's going to be your tight end? And he says, we had a surprise in camp.
What?
Local kid, played at Ramona.
What?
Bo Bruins.
Bo
I hope
Bruins.
I'm not, it's.
It was in the paper today.
We have these conversations in confidence, but he said, yeah, Bo Bruins is going to start, and he's going to split time, but he will be the starting tight end. And, we mentioned that Tom Kraft played for Don Coryell at San Diego State, whose protege was Joe Gibbs, who won 3 Super Bowls with Washington, and they employed what was called an H-back. And so he said, yeah, I like his physicality. He's a hard worker. We're going to employ Bo Bruins kind of like an H-back. So we'll see what happens. Handoff, and it's a touchdown. Dreddy Elaine into the end zone. His first trip to pay dirt. 20-0 Braves.
So Connor May is not back.
Both he and Cornwell are playing for Mount Sac. And then to put the bow on it, so we scrimmaged them, Coach Kraft said. And neither of them had a catch. So, the old quarterback, so competitive. But, yeah, Bo Bruins, so the story that had not to bury the lead, Bo Bruins is going to start on Saturday. We'll be calling the game on Riverside TV.
He's put on 25 pounds.
That's what I'm saying. So I asked Tom. I said, isn't he a little undersized for what you want to do? He's like, he's probably put on 20 or 2. They list him at 195. I think he played about 170, 175
that's about right.
For Ken, when he played for Ken Baczynski. Saldana coming on, swings the right leg, and it's 21-0.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd ever leave. You're a national champ.
It's funny, Coach Kraft, we'll get into all this Saturday. He was telling me the way they recruit people away. Here's the big run by Elaine. 54-yard run that flipped the field and set it all up. He said that the way that people recruit against RCC now is they say, well, they're too good. You're not going to play over there.
Oh.
And to which Tom Kraft applied. And this is interesting because I've heard both sides of it. I've heard, and here's the stop. There are 2 stops on that end of the field before they flip the field. Here's the completion, which did not end up in a touchdown. Good play. Winston Velasquez was the defensive player for Fohi. Made a great play, and then Elaine just takes it in from a yard out. 21-0 Norte Vista.
So how are they leaving? I mean, how do you – just because they're saying they're not playing?
Well, no, that's what he said. I mean, there are probably other reasons for it. Velasquez picks it up at the 15, up to the 25. Slices up over the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Good recovery by Winston Velasquez, the senior, for Fontana.
It looked like a flag on a play.
Yeah, they sent 30 players to the next level.
I saw that.
30 players from last year. So you don't know. There's so many people in these guys' ears. But what Tom Kraft said, he said something interesting. He said, you're a high school player who's trying to figure out where to go, okay? And he said, the conventional wisdom is people tell them, go somewhere where you're going to play. And Tom says, that's kind of wrong. Now, remember, Tom Kraft had a son that played junior college and Division I football. He believes the most important thing, and I've heard other people have told me this, basketball level, the relationship with the coach is the most important thing. Go somewhere where a coach is somebody who's going to be straight with you and is going to trust you.
Exactly.
So there are coaches that'll. We'll get back into it. 1st and 10 from the 28 for Fontana. 21-0 Novi. We're just early in the second quarter. Can the Steelers muster a little bit of resistance? Here's the give to Perez. Perez has some space. Up to the 45-yard line, gets to the second level, and down he goes.
I think this is going to get called back. I think there's going to be a hold on Fontana here. Oh, no. Little movement going early.
So 17-yard pickup is going to be wiped away. Oh, ball will go back to the 23-yard line. You want a coach you have a relationship with who you know you're going to be straight with him. So if you're playing for a coach that tells you, listen, you're not going to play your freshman year, but you'll get an opportunity. You know, you'll play here and there. But really, we have a guy in your position, and now it looks like it's going to go against Norte Vista.
Yeah, he pointed the other direction, did he not? I thought.
So first down for Fontana. So anyway, Tom Kraft says, look at the makeup of the program. Are people who are there, are they getting cycled out, and that's where you want to go. First and 10 from the 45. Perez up the middle, finding a little bit of space, and then he's wrapped up. He'll be pushed back. Making the play, Gerardo Campos the junior.
And before we let the RCC thing go, my favorite player's back, Isaiah Bogar.
I did not ask him about Bogar, actually. He mentioned Bogar, but we're talking about new guys. We've seen Bogar.
Oh, I just love watching that young man play. He's getting offers from everybody.
James Cook back as the defensive coordinator. He's done a fantastic job. 2 national championships to his credit. 2nd and 8. Fontana attempting to muster a little bit of resistance here. Villapando and Saladino switch places. Here's Camacho looking down the field, and it's going to be intercepted. Picked off, coming back the other way. Saldana, little high step. Abraham Saldana to pay dirt, the pick 6. 56 yards on the pick 6. Saldana with the foot, and now with his feet, the touchdown.
Now there's 2 flags down right about the 13-yard line. I didn't see exactly what happened. It looked like a fair play to me, but I don't think they're going to give him the touchdown. I think they're going to. I didn't see the call there. It's 15 yards, though.
So wipe away the pick 6. Looks like he said is it targeting? Is that the signal for targeting?
It sure looked like it.
Like where would he? Who would have been targeted? Well, I guess the block, huh? Lou Beechin is the law tonight.
There's the replay.
Jumps the route and takes it back 56 yards. Abraham Saldana. Now, I know you love kickers. I don't really see probably was off camera in terms of, oh, no, here we go.
Oh, it was just outside there. Got to be smarter than that young fella.
So takes away the pick 6, but Norte Vista football, 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Have we seen a kicker who also plays defensive back, Jeff? In all your loving of kickers?
Not like that.
A couple guys play offensive line, I guess. Bolander looking for the strike. Complete to the 20. And pulling the helmet off. Now making the catch. I want to say, so we don't have an 80 on our roster. I want to say that's Juan Vargas. That's my guess. But a foul on the play. Now originally, because originally I had King Butler as number 80, but he's on the roster as 84. So it could be King Butler.
Let me find out.
Good job by Bolander. Nice out. Making the tackle for Fontana, Rudy Hernandez, and I think the pulling of the helmet may have bought the flag, and it'll be half the distance to the goal. So the ball will go all the way to the 6. 16-yard pickup plus half the distance. 1st and goal from the 6 for Norte Vista. So I'm going to stay with King Butler.
I'm going to find out right now. He had a touchdown in the last. Is that King Butler?
So Jordan Rivas to the top of the screen. In the far slot is Jaden Henderson. 3 receivers. Wow. When's the last time we saw Norte Vista run a trips formation? And Bolander fumbled the football. Recovering it for the Steelers, Ayala, Johnny on the spot. Mario Ayala comes up with it for the Steelers. So a little trickeration by Ken Batdorf, and the ball hits the turf. Big turnover for Fontana.
Yeah, Ken not happy right now with his.
We always talk about it early in the season in particular, before you get into league play. All things being equal, win, lose, whatever, you want to play mistake-free, right?
Yes, you
and
do.
We saw that our first game that we did, the Ramona North game. It wasn't as 33-19 win for Ramona, but I mean it was basically two mistakes. The two mistakes cost North the game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it carried over that very next week, and North is really struggling a bit right now. They're playing at King this evening.
Poly's a bad matchup them because Poly's a team that grinds you a little bit,
and their offensive line, their defensive line really
they just brutalize you. I mean, I think Jerron Gilbert's doing a tremendous job at Poly, and hopefully they can build on what they did last year. And obviously, our good friend John Rice kind of built the foundation with that group. All the kids who are juniors and seniors from Poly this year played for Coach Rice, and taking nothing away. I mean, I think Coach Gilbert just did a fantastic job last year in terms of putting that team together, particularly after they got out of the gate so slowly.
Yes, and I will say this, Benji Matthews,
yes,
I think is a fantastic defensive player. But I'm maybe I'm a little goofy here. Anybody that's listening or watching, maybe a Poly guys, I would love to see him play some fullback.
We saw him play offense last year.
Yes, I mean I think he is. If he can play both ways,
I wonder. And I haven't talked to Coach Gilbert yet this year. We'll talk to him next week. I wonder if that's a wrinkle they're going to bring in once league play starts.
Well, I'll tell you what,
because you don't want to lose him. You don't want him to get hurt before league play.
But he is so intuitive when he plays. I think he would be a great running back, a great wrinkle to that offense. I could be wrong, and I probably am, but I do love Benji Matthews.
Fontana football, 1st and 10 from the 6. And movement on the right side of the line will back it off 3 more yards. And this is tough. You're Fontana, you come in here, you're 2-0, and you've outscored your opponent 50-0, and now all of a sudden you find yourself down. It's still plenty of time, but you can't help but be a little bit unsteady, and that's where the leadership comes in, both from the coaching staff and from the veterans of this team. Talking with Coach Gonzalez. 1st down and 13. They'll wrestle over the 6 to about the 7-yard line, 8-yard line. So 5-yard pickup on the play brings up 2nd down. One of the things he was proudest of, this is his, this group, their whole coaching staff, Jeshua Ayala, Jonathan Brewer, the defensive coordinator, Frank Camacho, Richard Del Rio, Marquez Diggins, Joaquin Luna, Caron Mayo, Richard Red, and Lou Sosa. This is a group, they've been together for 4 years now. They're going to mark the penalty off against the Braves. It'll be tacked on to the end of the play, so a little bit of a reprieve for Fontana.
If you're Ken Bettdorf, you can't be happy with these penalties.
So here's an opportunity. Fontana needs to get the ziggy off, meaning the 0 off the scoreboard. Just try to get back into this one. 21-0. Here's the handoff on the inside. This is Christian Perez, and down he goes. Making the tackle for Norte Vista, Fabian Ruvalcaba. I love Fabian, the musician Fabian.
Yes.
I once took a writing class at UC Irvine. I had 2 guys named Fabian in the class.
Really?
I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Fabian Marquez and Fabian Lopez.
Was their hair slicked back?
One of them had had the old bouffant hair. Yeah. The other guy just had a buzz cut. The old '90s buzz cut.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't heard the term bouffant in a while.
We haven't worked together in a while, Jeff. It's been a couple weeks.
It's been 2 weeks.
2nd down. Perez dancing to the outside. Oh, nice job stringing him down. There's going to be a flag on the play. Hopefully they don't call the horse collar.
I think they are, Gazal.
Making the tackle for Novi, another guy who's down on the roster. A hold. So no horse collar, a hold on Montana. So I work with a young man. He does men's soccer with me at CSUN. His name is Gio Galvez. Other look at the play. Dancing to the outside. flag was before. So what he does in part-time, he's an official, CIF official. And they're working him up. He's doing like freshman in JV right now. But he was telling me about a play where he and he's a line judge. So he was debating whether he should throw the flag on a horse collar. He didn't. And the ref came over and said, yeah, no, that's a good call because the hand's got to go inside. If the hand's outside, it's okay. 2nd down and 15. Saladino. Camacho will take it himself, though. Diving up to the 20-yard line.
You know, I've been doing a lot of flag football games, Gazal. I don't know if I've been telling you.
Yeah.
Every Monday and Tuesday I've been calling these watching these flag football games. And watching the game earlier this week and then coming in tonight, I saw an interception, what we had here, and I was like, oh, is he going to pull the flag? And I forgot for a second.
No flags.
No flags. But it's kind of cool. They have double headers, JV and varsity.
And what do they do? Is it quarters or halves?
Halves. They go. JVs play 20-minute halves. Varsity moves up to 24-minute halves.
Okay, so it's just like football. The end around to Saladino. Trying to duck it back up inside. He'll dive forward over the 25 out the 26-yard line.
And there's a big hit there.
Stomping around there for Novi is Kevin Rio.
Watch this hit.
So Rodriguez kind of dives down. They go jumbo package. And here comes Rio, who plays on both sides of the football, offense and defense.
That was mean. That looked angry. That's like me coming after you.
I just think he had a hard time going downhill.
He did.
Punting unit in. The young sophomore, Aiden Branham. Right foot. That's a good kick. Turns over, bounces at the 40-yard line. I'll take a Novi bounce to the 42-yard line. So a 33-yard kick, no return. And the Braves will have good field position yet again. They lead this one 21-0. And the Braves, the first 2 weeks, 32-13 and 38-14. And the defense has been pretty good. Allowed 122 yards against Arroyo Valley last week and allowed 183 yards against Silverado in week 1. I mentioned about Fontana's defense. They'd allowed a total of 293 yards, but they'd not yet faced the team with the firepower of the Braves.
Are they at full strength right now? Or what do we say?
I don't think we can use the battle station quite
use
yet.
It yet. No, not yet.
But I like the wrinkle with Bollender. Here he goes, throwing back to throw.
Oh!
He's going to throw it up top. He's got a man down the field, a little bit overthrown, incomplete. On the coverage is Steven Flores for the Steelers.
That's one you got to dive for. I'm sorry. I remember the old schools.
I understand why he didn't dive. It's the turf. You don't want to get hurt.
Do you remember back in the day, Lynn Swan would be out there?
60 prevent slot hook and go.
Man.
Yeah.
Just diving.
26 red reverse blast. That was Earl Campbell's play.
Old Thunder thighs.
Face mask. Oh, no, roughing the passer. He wasn't sure. He was caught between the face mask and the roughing the passer.
So does that not count as an incomplete pass?
Yeah, so take that away. Like when Carmen Ronzani was caught between his Catfish Hunter and his Louis Tion. Poor Lou Beecham. Remember Carmen Ronzani, Jimmy Bayo?
Yes.
43-yard line. Nobody under like 45 understands what I just talked about, but it's okay. Still on his feet. All the way up to the 21-yard line. Making the play for Novi, Armando Morales on the carry. 19-yard pickup for the Braves, 1st and 10 from the 23. Trivia question for you. Not in a major league game, the last person to hit a walk-off grand slam at the Astrodome was?
At the Astrodome?
Yeah. Not in the major league. It was Carmen Ronzani in the Bad News Bears breaking training. 1st and 10 from the 23. Here is the give, dancing up inside. Finally flung down inside about the 15-yard line, about a 10-yard pickup. Sticks should move up again.
Okay, favorite Bad News Bears movie?
Is that Dreddy Lane? You know, I have to say the original, but I think the more I watch Breaking Training, the more I like Breaking Training. Vincent Velasquez finishing him off there.
Did you like the remake?
I did not. I could, and I'm a Linklater guy. It was hard for me to watch the remake because the original is so good.
Tanner Boyle.
That's right. 2nd and 1. Here's the toss. Stumbling down to about the 5-yard line is the backup quarterback. He'll have the first down. Marcavius Evans, who played a little quarterback last week, instead, I really can't see the numbers. That's Lee White. I'm sorry. Lee White, just a freshman. How about the young freshman getting the carry?
I love it. I'll tell you, their freshman team's pretty good. They're playing a home and home with King. Last week they played King up at Wood Road. This Saturday they're going to have a game, another freshman game here. Also Saturday here at Norte Vista at 10 a.m. For those of anybody who would love to come, is the Ron Main Memorial.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm sorry, but I know you and he were very close.
Very close. One of my closest friends in the world. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a cavalcade of stars and fun. We're going to have cheerleaders there. Pep Fernandez and I will be on the call for the Ron Main Memorial along with Ken Batdorf. It's going to be a good time. We get to celebrate Ron Main with his beautiful wife, Joanna Main, who accepted an award earlier this week at the Arlington Hall of Fame.
So the ball back to the 21 on the penalty. Play action, Bollender looking up. He comes pressure. And Seth will just tuck it under and run. 15, and he's wrestled down at the 15-yard line.
Come on, Coach. We've got to teach that guy how to slide. He is an arm. Got to protect that arm. When was the last time you could say that about a Norte Vista quarterback? Slide.
Crazy. I mean, I was looking it up, and here's the thing. So I went back to the end of 2013. If you go on Max Preps past 2013, there's no stats for Novi. So you don't know. I mean, you don't know how long before that. When was the previous time they were without, more yards passing than rushing? It's happened 3 times in the last 114 games. 3rd down. Bollender, toss, running is White, have the first down.
And another flag. It looks like away from the action.
So it'll continue to be exciting because Dreddy Lane is back next year. And then you got Lee White you can
We have another year of Dreddy Lane?
The Funky Road Runner.
Oh, my golly.
You were up in the Bay. Chia Lee was big when you were up in the Bay.
Yes.
Remember him?
Yes.
The rapper? He's somebody's cousin.
Mine.
Okay. No, it was like Del the Funky Homo Sapien was Ice Cube's cousin. I think Chia Lee was somebody's cousin as well. He had that one seminal hint, the Funky Road Runner.
Now, how cool does this sound? Everybody who's listening. Everybody a big Too Short fan out there?
All the Oakland people are about Too Short.
Well, I used to hang out with Too Short. Yes.
Now, did you know his real name?
No.
Okay.
Do you know his
I don't. That's why I wanted to know.
No, he used to hang out with my roommates, and he was somewhat popular and famous at the time. He refused to talk to me for the first 2 or 3 meetings.
He's a big Oakland. That's a big Oakland celebrity. Here's the toss to White. White running the sweep to the right side. They'll bring him down inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line. Lamelli gets up from the bottom of the pile. Also, Nicholas Gonzalez in on the pressure for Fontana. As we move to 3 minutes to play here in the first half. It seems like we've had a long game here, Jeff.
It has.
Because we started late.
But now, a long half.
Well, we started at 7:30. Otherwise, it's about the same. We would be probably right around 8 o'clock, and instead we're at 8:25, but 30 minutes later for a couple of reasons. Part of it is the heat. Now, my understanding is the reason they have the Thursday game start at 7:30, and Ken Batter doesn't look happy. He called timeout with 2:36 to play here, a 4th down play.
So here, that's my big street cred. I did meet MC Hammer in his prime too. But here's another good one. This tells you in my hood by the Stately Gorham Manor. I'm going to tell you, I'm at my grocery store. I'm in the produce section. I'm squeezing some melons, checking out the cotton candy grapes, some artichokes. I look over to my right. You know who I'm riding with? Warren G.
Wow.
Was shopping in my hood. So I looked over at him. I said, "Hey, Warren G, what you up to?" And he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna barbecue some stuff." And
You weren't stealing Warren's wealth, were you?
I was not stealing more, but Warren G was hanging out, and we pushed carts around for a bit. I said, "Hey, you want to freestyle?" And he said, "Get the hell away from me."
So he no longer lives in the LBC?
He does not.
He's now in the Menifee?
He is in the Menifee. Actually, more.
He needs to do a sequel then to regulate. We need to regulate the Menifee now.
To be more specific, I think he's in Canyon Lake, is what he was telling me.
Wow. Okay.
But I did recognize him. Of course, I was the youngest person in the fee at that Vons, besides Warren G.
Looks like Dreddy's back in. They're going to give the ball to Jaden Henderson. Oh! The pass, incomplete. Little razzle-dazzle from Ken Backdorf. Over on downs to Fontana. The Braves trying a little strategery.
I will say this. I knew that play was coming.
Okay.
I did. He told me he was going to do that tonight. That was for me. That was for Jammin' Baby G. That would be me. Young G.
Getting back to Warren G. So, his seminal hit obviously is Regulate, right?
Yes.
So you remember back in the day, because we're the same age, you couldn't just look up lyrics on the computer, right?
No. You had to read the
either the liner notes. Sometimes they didn't even have in the liner notes, right? But when I remember hearing that song, everybody thought, because the line is stealing Warren's wealth, we thought it was a throwback to Lawrence Welk, that he was referencing Lawrence Welk somehow. First down for Fontana. Maybe a couple of yards on the play up to the 18. Second down coming up for the Steelers. Well, listen, I wish Eric Gonzalez well. I hope they do a great job this year. He got them back to the playoffs for the first time in 19 years in his third season, 2022. They actually won a playoff game, I think, for the first time since Dick Bruick.
I mean, that's a phenomenal stat.
Yeah, they made the playoffs in 2003, didn't win a game. Coach Gonzalez won a game back in 2022. And actually, they had their first home game in a long time, home playoff game in a long time. Second down. Perez slashing over the right side up to the 35. Sorry, the 25, so probably a couple yards short of the first down.
I have this gator thing around my neck right now, is all that I'm trying to cool myself down.
Yes.
But it's getting kind of hot. I have to take it off.
You and David Johansen.
Oh, I was just told my ear if I snap it, it gets cold. Ow! It just hurt my trachea.
You're like Denzel and He Got Game. Remember when he went to that guy's throat?
I got to take this thing off. I'm dying.
First down on the run over the 30. Perez takes it over the middle again. So clock continues to move. They'll stop it with the resetting of the football. First down from the 34 for Fontana. 21-0 in favor of Norte Vista. 9:03 of the first quarter, a 45-yard run by Jaden Henderson. 6:07 of the first quarter, 31-yard pass from Bolander to Henderson. Running play to the right side. Making the run, Ruben Camacho, the quarterback, keeps it. And looks like J. Eric Gonzalez, the head coach. You see him right there to the left of the screen.
Very nice coach. Man.
Yeah, it's a great story, too, because he's kind of moved around a lot. He's a St. Paul guy. And then he was up in the Bakersfield area coaching. Now, he's got a son. He's got, I think, 3 children. I think his one son has, we didn't get into the details, but for cancer treatment. And he was moving around to get him in a position to get the best type of cancer treatment. So we talked to Coach, and luckily his son is doing well now.
Great. That's great news.
Recovering. Camacho with the give. Perez slashing up the middle, gets to midfield, dives over to the other side. That'll be the end of the first half. Second quarter expires here, 21-0. Novi, their third score was the 1-yard run by Eddie Elaine at 11:54 of the second quarter. That is the sum of our ambition. And Norte Vista on their way, Jeff, potentially to being 3-0 on the year.
And they should. And I know Coach Backdorf right now is telling his guys, hey, you put up 21 points here in the first half, but you made far too many mistakes. You can't make mental mistakes. You're going to be in a close game. Hey, they've got a tough schedule coming up. We'll talk, I'm sure, in the second half. Great Oak coming up next week. You got to play smart football, or those games could cost you. Ken Backdorf with the lead, though, 21-0.
21-0. Norte Vista leads Fontana. We're back with more football. Stay with us. for the second half coming up after this.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department wants you to know how holidays affect your trash service. Trash pickup will not be available during major holidays and collection times will be adjusted in response. Residents with city trash service will see the following adjustments. For Monday holidays, your Monday collection will happen on Tuesday and Tuesday collections will occur on Wednesdays. For Thursday holidays, Thursday service will occur on Friday and Friday service on Saturday. For Friday holidays, your Friday service will occur on Saturday. Residents served by outside vendors will experience a one-day delay of service for each day after any holiday taking place Monday through Friday. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
The Riverside Libraries have new hours and are now open on Sundays. Now you'll have more time to explore, study, and learn about the things that matter to you the most. The new hours for Arlington, Arlanza, Marcy, La Sierra, Orange Terrace, Eastside, and Casablanca libraries are Tuesday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., while the Downtown Main Library is open Tuesday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. To find out more information about the new hours along with events and programs at the library nearest to you, visit riversideca.gov/library.
I'm Cheech Marin, and we're inviting you to reserve your spot for the inaugural showing of Cheech Collects. So get your tickets today. We're looking for you.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Our convenient curbside trash collection services help promote a clean and healthy Riverside. But what do you do when you have items too big or heavy for your can? That's where our bulky item pickup service can help. Before you call for help with your bulky items, be aware that not all items are acceptable for our free curbside service. Furniture, tree trimmings that are properly bundled and no longer than 36 inches, water heaters, and other non-hazardous materials are fine for curbside pickup. Appliances containing freons such as refrigerators, freezers, and room air conditioners may also be picked up curbside by separate appointment. Unacceptable items include hazardous waste, antifreeze, paints, filters, and tires. We also cannot pick up electronic waste such as computer monitors and televisions, or fluorescent bulbs and household batteries. Construction or demolition materials such as scrap wood, metal, concrete, doors, and drywall are also not accepted. These items may be dropped off in person for no cost at the Agua Mansa transfer station or at one of our Clean Up Riverside events. For more information and the current schedule for these drop-off events, please visit riversideca.gov/cleanupriverside or call 951-826-5311, your one-stop shop for city services. To schedule a bulky item pickup, first call your service provider for an appointment. On the day of your appointment, please make sure that your items are curbside by 5:30 a.m. You may have up to 5 items picked up at each service call. If you have an appliance containing Freon, please call the Appliance Recycling Center of America at 1-800-654-2722 for your free pickup appointment. RPU customers may even qualify for a rebate. Visit riversidepublicutilities.com for information on current residential rebate programs. To find out more about the City of Riverside Trash Services or our Clean Up Riverside events, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. When placing your trash containers for pickup, please observe the following. Place each container with at least 3 feet separation from each other and at least 6 feet from obstructions such as parked cars, fire hydrants, mailboxes, and trees. Your bin should be placed at the curb no later than 5:30 a.m. on your collection day with the arrow on the lid pointed towards the street to ensure your bins get emptied. If you are experiencing issues with your trash collection, or perhaps need a replacement for a damaged trash bin, please contact our customer service call center by using the 311 app or website, or by dialing 951-826-5311 to reach one of our customer service representatives. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks. The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. There are 3 different containers for your trash. The blue bin is for recyclables and should only be used for clean recyclable materials such as aluminum cans, cardboard, glass bottles, plastics, and styrofoam. The old brown bin, or new bin with gray lid, is for standard household trash and items not suitable for the other bins, such as animal waste, cactus, palm fronds, soil products, and other waste. The green barrel is for your grass clippings, leaves, weeds, and other plant materials, excluding palm fronds, cactus, and yucca. And please remember not to use any of the containers for heavy construction waste such as concrete. For a complete guide to sorting your trash, please visit riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Hi, welcome to the Riverside Energy Resource Center. I'm Chuck Casey, the Utility Generation Manager. The Riverside Energy Resource Center consists of 4 large generators. They're 50 megawatts each. They're vital during summer peak periods and year-round when we need the power. Each year, we get special permission to take a preventive maintenance outage. We found a piece of metal missing from a rotating blade, which caused some subsequent damage, and it was prudent maintenance practices to repair that damage before we operated again. In the summer peak period, that can be very important. That power would have to be replaced with some other power, possibly external to the city or from a different source, likely sometimes not available at all. Doing this preventive maintenance paid off. We found the problem, we all worked together to get the unit removed, up to the repair facility, and back while power demands were low, so they can run their air conditioners and charge their electric vehicles. The Riverside Energy Resource Center has become more and more important each year. As we add more homes and more air conditioning load, more commercial industrial properties, having this large power plant within the boundaries of our electric system allows us to start the plant up during those peak demands to help the customers and greatly increase Riverside Public Utilities' reliability.
The Riverside City Clerk's Office's mission is to enhance community trust and promote equitable public services by providing accessible and efficient legislative support, digital services, and city records to residents, city council, city staff, and business partners. We prioritize fiscal responsibility and adapt innovative services to meet the ever-changing needs of the community. We strive to provide residents and businesses with responsive and optimal services. So what does that all mean? Our lean and high-performing team is divided among 3 important functions: legislative, administrative support, and resident services. Besides working as a partner with every city department, the city clerk's office is responsible for many public-facing duties such as our passport acceptance facility. The passport team averages over 6,000 applications processed annually, making us the most widely used and highest-performing passport facility in the region. As the keepers of the city's legislative historical record, we are the go-to office for public information requests. On average, our office fulfills over 1,600 requests a year with a 3-day average response time, much faster than the 10 days required by state law. Every 10 years after the U.S. Census, the city is required to redraw its ward boundaries to ensure equal representation, and the city clerk's office is an integral part of that effort. In 2022 and 23, we hosted and attended 40 community meetings to gather input from our residents on how we should reshape Riverside. Visit ReshapeRiverside.com to find out more about this process and to learn about Riverside's new ward boundaries. The city clerk's office is also responsible for municipal elections, as well as the onboarding and swearing in of all newly elected council members and newly appointed board and commission members. Our office processes all applications for new members and provides annual training for the city's legislative bodies. We provide staff and legislative support for 8 of the city's 18 boards and commissions. The city clerk's office also provides agenda processing for city council and committees, as well as the boards and commissions that we support, averaging over 200 agendas processed per year. As the City of Riverside's filing officer, the city clerk is responsible for processing financial disclosure forms for public officials as well as routing contracts for execution. All this work would not be possible without our dedicated team. City clerks truly are the grease that keep the wheels of municipal government turning, and our office is here to support Riverside's residents by ensuring that the decision-making process is transparent to the public, complies with federal, state, and local regulations, and is properly recorded. If you have a public records request, want to know more about the city's legislative history, or have an interest in running for public office, the Riverside City Clerk's team is here for you. To find out more, please visit riversideca.gov/cityclerk.
So today we're standing here in front of the Grandmother's Mural. And this is a mural done by an artist named Denise Silva, who is a fantastic artist in our community. And we found this mural when she submitted it for another proposal. And when the staff saw it, we said this has to go up somewhere in Riverside.
So I was a little intimidated by just setting in a concept, but I thought this is something that I really wanted to do. And actually, I just felt really called to submit it. I had become a grandmother, and the way the universe works, it sent this quote in my direction, and it was, "When the grandmothers from the four directions speak, a new time is coming." So the four directions are represented by the image of the four grandmothers: Tongva, people of the earth; Liseño, people of the west; Cahuilla, people of the desert; and Serrano, people of the pines.
When the four grandmothers get together, the folklore is that it's winds of change. And what we have done is, so that there is representation all throughout the community, is we have a grandmother at 4 different libraries throughout the community. And so they're all 4 different locations, but they come together here at the main library. And this main library was a big change for the community from what we had before to what we are now.
Our elders and then
New turf, who dis? We're back at Zach Erb Stadium, halftime, 21-0. The new age power Ken Batdorf's Norte Vista Braves against the old school Fontana Steelers, 21-0. And we're about ready to start the second half. Norte Vista will receive the kickoff.
Is there a better looking mascot than a Steeler, though? Ever.
It's a pretty good mascot, man.
You know, have you ever heard of that school in Arizona, the Criminals?
No.
Yes, there's a great, somebody who's listening or watching or whatever, in Arizona, I think it's outside of Scottsdale. It's like Scottsdale High School Criminals is their nickname.
I did not know that.
And I used to have a hat.
Did you know that? Ed, did you know that? I did not know that.
I did not know that.
So Novi will start it off. I want to break. Speaking of criminals, on the streaming cycle, Peacock. Okay?
Peacock.
Manhunter, the 1986 Michael Mann film, the original Hannibal Lecter movie, which came out before Silence of the Lambs. It is spooky. It is scary. If you've not seen it, definitely check it out.
It's fantastic. Oh. And the guy who's
William Peterson is the main
William
guy.
Peterson, but the other guy who's with the tiger and the blind lady is what's her name? Oh, it's a great movie. That's a great movie.
Shifting into the second level, up near a first down on the first down run.
Okay, watch it, and there's a haunting scene where they push the guy down in the parking structure. Do you remember
Jaden
that?
Henderson makes the play.
Watch
They'll
it.
move the
Manhunter.
sticks.
Good one. I like Love Island, though, too.
Movement up front. Looks like Ken Batdorf kind of go back to the fundamentals here. They're going to run that old double wing Norte Vista style. Also streaming coming out early October. And we were supposed to do the North game today, but they switched the game here to Novi. A favorite son of Riverside, Ahmed, who you met and thought you were very charming, believe it or not.
Well, he should.
He's
Funny
his
guy.
new special.
He's
coming out on Apple Plus on October 1st. Well, I was going to try to get him up if we played a North game, but obviously I don't think we're going to do North before October 1st. So his new special is out for all you North alums and all you Riverside people on the east side. Here's the toss, second down play. Elaine over the 40, stripped down. Lamelli making the tackle, getting help from Winston Velasquez. Another first down for the Braves.
So it's on Apple TV? Is that what that is?
I think Apple Plus is the main platform. It's called It Just Takes One of Us, or It Just Takes One of Us.
All right, we have a score here. It's King. Wow, 14-7.
So North hanging in there. Ahmed's guys hanging in there. He'll be happy. Maybe he won't. I don't know. Maybe he's embittered about North. I don't know. Elaine. Now, he was just at the Hollywood Boulevard. His good friend Vince Vaughn just got a star on the Walk of Fame.
He did.
And Ahmed attended with a number of other people.
Vince Vaughn used to live in Riverside for a short amount of time.
You did?
At one time, yes, off of Madison Avenue, or Madison Street.
I think Ahmed showed him what Riverside's all about.
Yeah.
That's why he decided to move out here. I don't want to say that because it's probably inaccurate, but
But I am the guy that hung out with. I am the guy that made Vince Vaughn funny.
I still maintain that as far as the Favreau-Vaughn collaborations, Made is the better film than Swingers.
I agree there.
Swingers might have been the more seminal film as the penalty on Novi, but go watch Made. I just love there's a great scene where they get into an argument, and if you've ever been to Hollywood, you know where Yucca is in Hollywood. And his response is, "You think I like living on Yucca?" You know, John Favreau's getting into him not having ambition.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You think I like living on Yucca?" He's like, "Of course I have ambition." 1st and 15 from the 38. Bollender to throw. Looking
Good.
deep. Nearly intercepted in and out of the hands of Winston Velasquez for Fontana. 3rd down coming up.
But I like it. They're trying to go deep. They're trying to add this wrinkle. Hey, you're up 21-0. Why not?
What do we always talk about in terms of when you're in a tight playoff game? You know, you can run what Ken's run, but at some point you're going to need the quarterback to make a play.
Yeah, and that's the problem. You know, I shouldn't say that's the problem because it's a
Good coverage.
Double-edged sword here. But remember, you know, there's been times where Ken has been down in a playoff game, and you got to get that quick strike and score quickly, and they haven't been able to do that.
When we had Michael Hedlund, they got to the final.
Yeah.
They had a huge upset over San G that year. San G's got a bunch of kids to D1. That was Nate Medder's team. Here's the toss. Elaine trying to dance outside. He gets some space. Eddie Elaine across midfield to be flung down, making the tackle Gio Villalpando.
There's a late hit out of bounds, so that's going to tack on, 15?
So he got up to about the 44-yard line, an 18-yard pickup, and we'll add some more yards onto the end of that one, as Jeff Gorham points out. Week 2. No, week 3. Yeah. No, actually, it is week 2 because it was week 0, then week 1. Now it's week 2. Hope everybody enjoyed their Labor Day weekend.
I didn't. I was moving my mother-in-law.
Well, that's very nice of you. She enjoyed it at least. You're probably very entertaining. Did you
No.
buy her a beverage?
No, she yelled at me. That's not what mother-in-laws do.
I don't have a mother-in-law, so I don't know.
But wasn't that always the
It is the stereotype.
It's real in my family.
It's real and it's spectacular. 3 receivers to the top of the formation. Bollender looking, and down he goes. Good pressure coming in. It looks like William Dominguez will get credit for the sack, but pressure came from the outside. Applying the pressure was Amonte Wilson. We thought he'd call his name a little bit more than we have. So moving backwards, it was interesting because I just last weekend went to visit my sister and my brother-in-law. Now, I like my brother-in-law. He's a cool guy. You know? But I had dinner a couple months ago with some, 3 college friends of mine who all hate their brother-in-laws. And they couldn't believe that I like my brother-in-law. I said, well, he's a nice guy, you know. He's a fun guy.
He's a fun guy.
Yeah. 3rd and 10. He's into the whole high school football thing now, too. Bollender on 3rd down. Oh, thrown to Rodriguez. Rodriguez dragging a tackler back to the 41. He'll get a yard on the play.
Great hands, though, from Rodriguez. Did you see that?
He caught 3 passes the other week.
That was not Roberto Duran hands of stone. Look at these. Look at the soft tip fingertips. Oh,
little tight end screen. Hey, got to give credit though. Rudy Hernandez, you got Rodriguez bearing down on him about 3 bills. No fear.
0.
3rd down coming up. Now, my niece joined the color guard now, so my sister and brother-in-law are regulars at local high school football games there in Ohio.
Does she toss the flag around?
Yeah. This is pretty skillful. I didn't realize how complex it was.
I like when they use the rifles.
It's going to be illegal formation on Norte Vista.
I will say this. The band here at Norte Vista has improved tenfold since Mr. Lomeda has taken over. I'm telling you.
Fontana didn't bring the band. So what the cool thing is about, Ohio, it's a big deal. It's like a big neighborhood deal. Both schools bring their entire spirit squads and their entire bands.
I remember when Norte Vista here
I guess it's kind of a bygone era, huh? Now the bands aren't as big.
No.
And there's not as much participation, and people have other things to do. 3rd and 24 coming up.
They're always practicing here at Norte Vista, though.
This is Henderson, Jaden Henderson, tackle John Flores for Fontana. Gets up to the 37-yard line. It's about 9 yards on the play. 4th down coming up, and I guess Ken will keep his offense out there. Flag on the play is why the clock is stopped, and it'll all come back. It'll be a hold against Novi. I wonder if you're Fohi, it's still 4th and about 15. Would you think about declining the penalty there, but they'll take it.
I don't know what they're doing here. Oh, offsetting penalties here, it looked like, didn't it? Yeah. A lot of penalties. Norte Vista's going to have to clean this up.
Fontana, next week they get Ontario at home. They go on the road to El Rancho. Then Skyline League play starts. They open against Colton. Colton put a hurting on Europa Valley week 0. 4th and 15. And movement up front. Would they drawn? No, it's going to be on Fohi.
Okay, we both guessed this. You asked me the question. Who's the most notable alumnus of Fontana?
Well,
not an alumni, actually.
No, if you depend on alumni. So, I mean, Sammy Hagar attended. I don't know if he ever graduated or if he was there the whole time, Sammy Hagar. But how about Travis Barker of Blink 182? He's a Fohi guy.
He's also a La Sierra guy.
Oh, was he a La Sierra too?
Yeah.
I just remember that, speaking of Ahmed punked him on the show Punked.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a La Sierra dude. He was one of my dad's students.
Oh, okay.
And he said he wasn't a bright guy.
Well, he's doing okay.
He also had Jesse James. You remember that guy?
Yeah, I do remember Jesse James.
Jesse James was a La Sierra guy. He was married to Sandra Bullock there for a while.
So timeout on the field here at 4th down. 6:47 to play in the 3rd quarter. R.J. Soward.
Oh, he's a good one.
Yeah, a couple of baseball guys. Greg Colburn, who played for the 2001 Diamondbacks and then was, I think, on the coaching staff of the Red Sox in 2013. How about some basketball guys? Sean Rooks, you probably played against.
The late, great Sean Rooks, dear friend of mine. Very close.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry.
No, it was hey, we've, in fact, Tracy Murray, myself, we all played together for years.
So you went to Cal, Tracy went to UCLA, he went to Arizona, so you guys were all Pac-12 guys.
Yeah, we're all Pac-12 guys. We used to, but we, pick up games.
All on 3rd.
You make friends with these guys.
Yeah.
And
where did he play high school?
He was Fontana.
Oh, he's a Fontana guy. That's right.
And guess what? He was the only guy at the time that could drive, and he was a couple years older than Tracy
that's
and
cool.
I. So it would be Sean Tarver, who was up at Rim of the World High School, would come down the mountain, and Sean Rooks would pick us up in his car, and he had like a dually. Remember those big dualies?
I do remember those dualies. 4th down. Bollender going for it all. One-on-one, incomplete. On the coverage for Fontana. It's in Vasquez. Pass intended for King Butler. Over on downs to Fontana.
Good-looking ball, though.
Corey Benjamin also was a first-round pick. He was a Fontana High School guy. Another look at it. Bollender throws a good ball. It hasn't connected a lot today, but he eventually will. Good effort there. He just couldn't quite reel it in. I like Ken Batdorf taking the shot, though.
I do too. Give your quarterback some experience. Tight situations, 4th down like that, great play.
Here's the give. I like what I've seen from Perez today. Done a nice job for Fontana pressing over the 41-yard line. They mark 41, so it'll be close to a first down. Looks like they're going to move the sticks. He'll get the first down. They've done a nice job running kind of between the tackles, middle of the field. Haven't had much success kind of getting outside or getting playmakers the ball in space.
Yeah, not being able to throw the ball and test. They haven't even tested that secondary of Novi. In fact, Novi's putting everybody basically in the block, in the box.
Yeah, they're just lining up, and they have maybe one guy back, 9 guys in the box. Splitting that to the near side via Piondo. Celadino in the near slot. And now here's Perez again. Tripped up in the backfield. He'll fall forward and gain a couple of yards.
Yeah,
Eric Williams making the tackle for Norte Vista.
Novi man-to-man coverage on the outside. You see the spy right there in the middle of the field.
4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. Option, Camacho with it, first down and more. Camacho running right, finally brought down at about the 42-yard line. It's about a 13-yard pickup for Ruben Camacho. First extended run we have seen from him. A very good dual-threat quarterback. They'll probably look at this film before they play Ramona when they have to take on Cody Shiner. First down and 10 from the 43. Here's the give again up the middle. Perez surges to the 35.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing Hillcrest and Ramona at Arlington, of all places, tomorrow
So
night.
the story there is both La Sierra and Norte Vista home this week, and Travis didn't want to play Saturday, so he made a call, and they're going to play at Arlington, 2nd and 3. We have Arlington next week. They'll play Buena Park. I picked the Lions as my surprise team this year.
I did not.
Here's the give. Perez slashing outside. He's got some space. Perez inside the 20, finally brought down. Making the tackle for Norte Vista, Aiden Macias.
I think this is going to get brought back. I think there's a hold.
Flag, yeah, looks like a flag about the 37-yard line. Lou Beechen's going to tell us what's going on.
Got a procedure call?
False start.
False start, yeah.
So move back. It'll go from a 2nd and 3 to a 2nd and 8. Pretty subtle false start.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Normally you can see it pretty obviously.
Great run, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Christian Perez doing a good job. They got a couple of guys they're waiting on, meaning the Steelers, in terms of eligibility. So they think they'll be pretty ready come league, but Perez, again, has shown some maturation today, turning upfield. He'll rumble down to the 15-yard line, 26-yard pickup, and another first down. So they found something in Perez. Still plenty of time left here, Jeff. You can punch this in. Lamelli resets on the left end. Camacho will keep it running left. He's got a lot of space. Ruben Camacho to Pater. Touchdown, faux high.
Fontana right back in this.
Somewhere Dick Bruick smiling. That could have been a play run by his vintage teams in the late 80s, early 90s. Touchdown, Fontana. Camacho to the end zone. 4th rushing touchdown on the season. Last year, threw for 7, ran for 7. So 21-6, 4:08 to play. 15-yard touchdown run. First score of the second half. They're going to go for 2, and it's not going to work. I don't know why they just didn't kick that one. So here's the run. That's the earlier run that was brought back because of the penalty. And now here's the run that kind of sets it up. Perez, very good balance, man. And he's running down. You can really see the balance from Christian Perez. And now here's the fake. Now slash into the outside. Yeah, they're running the same replays for whatever. I guess the Heat got to the replay
The
board.
switcher.
Yeah.
It's, you know what it's saying? I'm hot.
Yeah, I assure you that we did see Ruben Camacho go in from 15 yards out at 4:08 to make this a 21-6 game. You know, and I don't know. I'm sure there was a rhyme or reason for them to go for 2. I'm not a fan of chasing points.
No.
Until you get to within 1 score. That's what happened to Fontana last year in that game against Indian Springs. Indian Springs tied it with a 2-point conversion, won it in overtime, 27-21. That kept the Steelers out of the playoffs. Short kick, little pooch kick. And Norte Vista will start with 4:08 to play. Can the Fontana defense step it up here? They'd come in pitching back-to-back shutouts.
And so far here, they're winning the second half. It's a victory for Fontana.
Jonathan Brewer, the defensive coordinator.
Hey, got a nice opportunity to say hello to him before the game.
Yeah.
I don't have too many fans. I don't know if he'd say a fan, but he said he watches.
You and Pep?
He watches the.
He's a fan. He said, "I love what you guys do for high school football."
Yeah, I just show up and try to make Pep laugh.
Here's the give to Elaine, picking his way up the field. Just short of the first down. He'll be dragged down there.
And
Lomelli gets some help from Diego Verdon on the tackle.
And speaking of Pep, you know what we're going to have tomorrow night, don't you?
The Friday night pep rally.
The Friday night pep rally where we have hijinks, scores, highlights from all across the Inland Empire. In fact, last week I believe we had 15 different highlights from different games across the Inland Empire. So check in at 11 p.m. See Gazal, myself, and
is Herba Valley playing? Are we going to get Herba Valley highlights tomorrow night? Lee White with the carry. The flag comes in after the play over the 35-yard line. Say that again, Scott.
But we will have all of the highlights from all the games.
Face mask.
Centennial is playing against a team from Utah. I think it's called Tipton or something like that.
Modern day Bishop Gorman. We're not going to have that highlight.
But they're not from here. We don't care about those guys. But we'll let everybody know. But Centennial, when was the last time they were 0-2 going into the season?
10. But they're playing like the top two teams in the country.
That's true.
Ball moves to the 48-yard line of Fontana. 3 minutes or a little bit left here in the third quarter. Give it to the first man through. 5 yards there on first down.
In fact, Pep Fernandez is over. I think he went by the Notre Dame game tonight. They were playing at Wheelock. Tonight. Got some highlights from that game. See, he's got a working relationship with everybody out in the desert, so they trade highlights.
Yeah, that's great. And then he's got his various people around to get him highlights.
His minions. He's got Supernova.
I think Herpa's on the road this week, though.
We'll still get highlights from the old great Jesus Supernova. My guy, my friend.
RCC guy.
Yeah.
Second down and 6. Iosefa shifting. They'll give it to Dave Iosefa. Iosefa with a first down over the 40. Rumbles forward about the 38. Should be enough. So they'll move the sticks. And the clock will continue to run here. 21-6, Norte Vista over Fontana. So they mark to the 37. Here's the give again to Iosefa. They're just trying to burn clock here. They'll move up to the 31-yard line. 6 more yards for the Braves. Now, I did see when I was driving in, so there's a farm on campus here, right?
Yes.
Are there I know there are goats. Are there sheep there, too?
Hey, there is every animal that you can throw a stick at our agricultural department.
Walking over,
here.
I was thinking of Grandma Mima's mutton.
Mutton?
Yeah.
I put it in my pocket.
I know you did. Yeah.
No, in fact, every year I buy a half a steer for the Gorham boys and the Gorham family right here at the FFA at Norte Vista High School.
Second down for the Braves. Rodriguez rumbling right up the middle.
Reach extension. Look at that extension.
You should have the first down to the 25-yard line. So the big guys handling the ball.
Oh, there's
and now
another
a flag
penalty.
coming in. A little extracurricular activity between Fontana.
Yeah, they have funny-looking chickens. In fact, the man that used to helm the agricultural department is right over a couple people over. I wish he could tell me the name of those funky chickens. He's not even listening to me. Tim
offsetting
Hively.
personal fouls. Oh, ejection. Somebody got ejected.
Oh.
Lou Beechin, he ain't playing. He's strict.
It's throwing guys out of here.
Both perpetrators, because I do soccer now, and the yellow card, because both your sons play soccer.
They do.
The notion of the yellow card is very funny to me.
Yeah,
They show you a yellow card because you misbehaved, and they write your name down.
They do.
They write your name down. They book you is what they call it.
book him.
If Dennis Pope's around, you can ask him. He's a big soccer guy.
See, my one of my kids is super passive. The great John Gorham. He plays soccer. He'll never get a red or a yellow card because he doesn't break rules. Luke, on the other hand, he's a rule breaker.
Johnny's kind of like young Pacino. 25. Big guy's handles the ball. Hero. He's a little bit of a live wire.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not talking about Taxi Driver. I'm talking about
he is.
Mean Streets De Niro.
Yes, Luke's a tough guy.
And then Johnny's like Panic in Needle Park Pacino. He's very mellow and laid back.
Very laid back. He did a commercial though for his school.
That's wonderful.
I'm going to show it to you. He did voices and everything. Let's see if we can see the ejection.
So here's Rodriguez just kind of rumbling up the middle. Put the ball
extension.
Down.
See, why ruin a great play? Great extension.
Good fundamentals.
And then there's
unless you're the Patriots, they don't like you to do that.
No. And then there's this. Oh, look, he's trying to help him up. Oh, that was over here. Now, who is tossed is the question.
See, Iosefa was getting into it with Wilson, Amonte Wilson.
Yes, I want to know what the weird.
So the play, so they gave him the first down.
Those white chickens that had furry little feet. I know you know. See, we're going to hear this.
1st and 10 from the 25.
Show chickens.
Bollender to throw to the outside. Complete and run after catch inside the 14. Close to another first down. Making the catch, King Butler. Butler, his second catch of the evening.
I was just told they were called silky chickens. Look them up. Look them up, people.
So, it kind of sounds like the Funky Road Runner.
They're silky chickens. Sound about right? Silky chickens? Silky chickens? Yeah, we're correct. Silky chickens.
As the Novi band launches into Land of 1,000 Dances. Last minute of the third quarter. Let's see if the Braves run a play. Dreddy Lane back in the game. He'll shift to the left of Bollender. Out of the backfield, Henderson to the pylon. Hat trick for Jaden Henderson. Touchdown, Norte Vista. 2 by air, 1 by land. His third touchdown of the evening. The hat trick for Jaden Henderson.
It was a foot race to that pylon, and I'll tell you what, great run there from the young fella.
So a 14-yard pass from Bollender, his second touchdown pass of the evening. When I see Seth Bollender, I'm reminded of the great George Lucas film American Graffiti and Ron Howard's character, the lead character, Steve Bollender. Although it's spelled differently. It's Bolander, actually. Saldana, who had a pick six taken away from him, lining up to kick the PAT. I wonder how many players have had a field goal and a pick six in the same game. And Saldana's in a position to do it.
He could go all the way.
The great Howard Cosell. That man right there. Remember Monday Night Football?
I love Monday Night Football. Oh!
Saldana's going to run for it. And he got it. 2-point conversion. Off the errant snap right into the hands of Abraham Saldana.
Didn't you just say? I mean, this is even better.
Wow. It was like, they do the scoregami in the NFL. Now, we can't count the pick six got taken away.
Yes.
How many guys do you think have a pick six and a 2-point conversion in the same game? I would wager to say not many.
I would say you could count them on one hand.
Like there was Santoya, remember for Elsinore last year, he had a touchdown, a block kick. I don't think he had a pick six. He had an interception, it's not a pick six. 29-6. That's a big scoregami score. Here's a look at the drive. I like what Bollender has done. There's the touchdown. 14-yard touchdown pass. And watch this. Off the holder's hand, and then just nothing but green. Saldana, who's not a traditional kicker. He's an athlete. Kicker who plays defensive back. That's one of the benefits there.
And if he's a smart guy, he's a mathlete.
Unintended consequences.
And if you know where he goes to study his math?
The mathnasium.
There you go.
I'm just guessing at this point.
You're right, though. It's a mathnasium. My brother-in-law used to work at a mathnasium.
Oh, okay.
I said, were you a gym teacher at mathnasium? No, I just teach math.
And Saldana has to kick it off. That's crazy. Return up the right side, or left, the right side. So Fontana down 29-6. So, I mean, Fontana came in kind of riding high, and Norte Vista looks like they're looking pretty good right now. Despite some mistakes, they probably have left 10 or 14 points on the field here, Jeff.
Definitely have. I'll tell you what, Ken Batdorf's going to watch this film tonight. I know he's going to stay up late because he always watches our games. He's not going to be happy. I mean, he doesn't want to see his guys with the extracurricular activities getting in.
Well, the ejection. What's the rule on ejection? Now, do those people miss the next game? Yeah, so you can't be happy about that. I thought that Ken would mellow this year simply because his daughter's in the building.
Hey, Brooke Batdorf she's
freshman, right?
Yeah, freshman, and we have lunch every single week.
That's wonderful. Uncle Jeff takes care of her.
Tomorrow I'm not going to be here at school, but we were going to have a Greek salad together. She made me a Greek salad. She texted me.
How wonderful is that?
And then she said to me, "Do you know what they call a Greek salad in Greece?"
What do they call it, Jeff?
A salad.
It's just a salad. Yeah.
So I got abused by Brooke Batdorf.
Splitting out to the near side is Santiago Celadino. The give to Perez, who's been, as the kids say, he's been eating today. As the quarter expires, gets up to about the 44, so a 7-yard pickup on first down, and that's the end of the third quarter.
We do not know the ejection, who it was. I'm guessing it looked like it might have been a Fontana athlete.
But there were two players ejected, one for Fontana and one for Novi.
I did not know they were
so
both.
It looked like he threw the thumb twice.
They gave him two thumbs?
He went thumb one. He went to Norte Vista, threw his thumb up, then he turned to Fontana and threw his other thumb up.
Wow.
Which meant one person. He's not messing around.
No.
It was fun to sit with you today. I went into the coach's office with you, and Coach Batdorf had a nice little colloquy about Blazing Saddles, the Mel Brooks classic. I didn't realize that Ken's a fan.
Ken's a fan of everything. Mostly sandwiches.
I guess he went to a screening where Mel Brooks showed up.
Yes.
Or maybe no, he was supposed to go and somebody else went.
Yeah, Ken's a Renaissance man. He was just in Antarctica.
He likes to go to Antarctica. Is it like a resort thing?
I've
heard Iceland's that way, too. You can go to Iceland.
He's been all over the world.
From the 45, second and short.
Oh, look at this.
Unbalanced.
I love the unbalanced shift in here.
Perez running left. First down into Novi territory.
If you're Novi, you got to be concerned because Fontana has really utilized going outside on the Braves tonight. Not much getting up the middle, but they have been successful going on the outside.
Marcavius Evans, the tackle for Norte Vista. Villalpando split out to the near side, near slot Celadino. And timeout called by Fontana with 11 and a half minutes to play in this one. Thanks for those of you joining us. Very hot day today.
Hottest day of the year.
Here in the Inland Empire as you get a look at Perez. Nice job moving up. Jonathan Gonzalez throwing a nice block down the field.
Yeah, it was really, really hot. And it's still really, really hot.
I'd love for this to become kind of a rivalry. Fohai gets it back up and running. There'd be a good opponent for Norte Vista. Ken seems to get along with Coach Gonzalez for Fohai. And plus, it's like Fohai Novi. It could be a classic.
Yeah, I heard nothing but wonderful things from Ken Batdorf about his cohort across the field.
They went 4-6 last year. They were fourth in the Skyline, missed the playoffs by virtue of a senior day loss on the road at San Gorgonio. We saw San Gorgonio in the playoffs last year, but not for long. Your alma mater took care of them.
My state champs, the Ramona Rams.
I'm sure you give Coach Chaddock a hard time about that one.
Of course I do. He's inferior.
So I had a nice exchange with Coach Chaddock on social media, which involves you, by the way.
No.
1st and 10 from the 48. Camacho will keep it. Camacho running left. He's got some space. Second level. Finally goes down.
What a great run.
Inside the 35. Another first down. Sticks will move up. Making the tackle for Norte Vista, Eric Williams. So 1st and 10 at the 33 after the tackle made by number 33. And Camacho takes it himself, calls his own number. Hurdles forward for about a 7-yard pickup.
There's a penalty. I think this was outside. I think this was a sideline penalty. I could be wrong here, but
Lou Beechin trying to restore order. Dead ball foul against Fontana. So Charlie's Cheesesteaks has a kimchi cheesesteak.
Oh,
so I sent him the picture, just kind of goofing around because of your exchange with him about cheese. And he said, he might have been joking. He said, "Where would one pick that one up?" You know. So I told him, I said, "Well, there's a Charlie's Cheesesteaks at the Westfield Culver City. It's a seasonal item."
Well, he brought me that on the pep rally.
But I bet you'd eat because he bought you straight kimchi.
He did. He baked it in dirt in his backyard. He told me.
I bet you if it was mixed into a cheesesteak, you'd probably eat it. It's like you have a dog, right?
I do.
Do you ever give your dog aspirin with the peanut butter? You trick the dog into eating its medication.
Yes.
Yeah.
I put peanut butter all over my face so he can lick my face. He's a good dog.
Thor. So half the distance.
We have a new kitten in the house, Gazelle.
Again?
Yeah, they're all over the place.
You and the animals.
Not me, but she's about this big. And Thor is about 6 inches baby, and Thor is deathly afraid of her. And he's a German Shepherd. A mean German Shepherd.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's not mean, actually. He just sounds mean.
1st and 10, the ball all the way to the 17 after the 15-yard mark off.
Another unbalanced here. See if they go to the left side again.
Camacho takes it himself down to the 11-yard line, about a 6-yard pickup there. It's like Rodriguez made the hit. Clock continues to move here, Jeff. 2nd down for the Steelers. Camacho just doing it all himself. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Boy, he has been a spark here in the second half for sure.
Ruben Camacho. Qui es más macho? Remember the old Lorenzo's Hideaway sketch with Billy Crystal?
I do.
Senor Lamas or Montalban. Let's throw Senor Camacho in there. He's got a touchdown. So now you more or less have to go for 2 because Norte Vista got 2 already and you missed one. I came up with this philosophy. I was at a game, I think it was 2003. It was the night that the Marlins beat the Yankees in the World Series, Game 6, but I was at an Oregon-UCLA football game, and they'll go for 2 here. Here's the give, and nothing doing there. Nice job diving in there. Couple of guys making a play for Norte Vista. Aiden Macias in on the play, among other people. And the 2-point conversion is stopped. So UCLA ran out to a big lead against Oregon, and Mike Bellotti started going for 2, and it came down about the last 3 minutes of the game. It was 34-29, whereas he had just, he tried for 2-point conversions, figuring he'd make 50%, and he didn't. There's the touchdown run by Camacho. Had he just kicked the extra points, he would have been in a position to tie the game with the field goal. And that formed my philosophy, Jeff.
It did.
Yeah. It's kind of like Spider-Man when Peter Parker lets the guy run by and he kills Uncle Ben.
Yes.
Not quite as traumatic, but you get the idea. So, let's see what Fontana's going to do here. Now, the issue for them really has been they figured out their offense here in the second half. They've really not been able to stop Novi, though. I mean, Novi's really stopped themselves a couple times. Turnover and a couple of misplays. But I guess, listen, it's early in the season, so you want to try everything if you're the coach kind of to figure some things out. You're trying to learn things about your team and expose your team. And here's the onside kick. Well, at least we get the cool onside kick at the high school level, not the old NFL thing.
Oh, that's a travesty what they're doing in the NFL. I love the onside kick. Now you have to tell them I'm going to do an onside kick.
Yeah. Speaking of that, let's see what the Chiefs score is.
Oh, that's right.
Are you a Patrick Mahomes guy?
What's up, Mahomes? Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. But I'm a Rams fan, so.
Okay.
I also like the Chargers. I like them both. I'm allowed to.
Chiefs 27, Ravens 20. That's the final. From Arrowhead. It's something different now, but when we were kids, it was Arrowhead Stadium. Aiden Branham, we talked about it a little earlier, joined the varsity as a freshman last year. He's a big-time soccer player. And Coach Gonzalez was telling us that he knows, when he was decided to bring Aiden onto the team, they had a talk with his parents about, okay, we're going to need him on these days for special teams, understanding that he had soccer commitments, as they call time out here.
He's a club guy.
Yeah. I don't understand club soccer. I do and I don't. It became funky to me years ago. I was just getting into the business. I was covering about 2010, and I was covering a high school playoff soccer match in the South. It was like Torrance and somebody else. And midway through the game, it was a playoff game, Jeff.
Okay.
The one coach left to go coach his club team in
What?
the middle of a CIF playoff game. Did not
that's
understand.
goofy. That's just goofy. I don't understand kickball. My kids play it. I go to all the games. I sit there. The good thing about being a soccer dad like me, I don't know enough about the game, so I just, I don't yell and scream. But man, those parents are mean. And we're talking 7-year-olds. Mean. Would you ever, if you had a son, would you go yell at games?
No.
Yeah, that's not my style. And then my other son, he's in plays. He's always in plays. So I go and watch those. And
What was the last play he did?
I don't know what his last play
He
was.
played the mayor in Newsies, right?
Yeah, he
Fast
was. No,
Johnny.
he was Roosevelt in Newsies, right?
Oh, wow.
I think it was Roosevelt.
Here's Branham. Booms it deep out of the end zone.
Good kick.
I believe coming into play today, Branham had 10 kickoffs and had kicked 5 touchbacks.
Just a sophomore.
Yeah. That's not Gabe Panikowski numbers. That's not Ricardo Chavez numbers. That's pretty good.
Both. Ricardo Chavez was an All-American. He's not playing. I hope he gets a shot.
Kickers are so transient, though, in pro football. He'll get a shot. Somebody will give him a shot.
He was, both Idaho State kickers.
University of Idaho.
Idaho, yes, the Vandals.
Our guy Chris King.
He's at Washington State now.
He's a Washington State alum. Got the job when Matt Chasanow got the North Carolina State job. Washington State opened, and now Chris King is the voice of the Cougars, and he's just a good guy.
He had a great game last week. They put up they were on pace for 140 points.
Fourth quarter underway here at Zach Erb Stadium. You see the new turf.
I do like the new turf. It's actually in Norte Vista Field. There's no, I know Hillcrest and La Sierra play here as well, but they'll get their own stadiums eventually.
We clear up this. So is La Sierra getting the stadium or not?
They're supposed to. It's all up to the powers that be. Bureaucracy.
Here's the toss.
Oh, man.
Into the open field is Lee White. There he goes. White, the freshman, finally taken down inside the 30, Making the tackle for the Steelers, Steven Flores. Great hustle by Flores to get down the field.
And there's a flag down on the play. It's going to be a hold, but what a great run. Just the beginning of that run, it was explosive and a great spin move.
So the game has hit the 2-hour mark, Jeff.
This is a long game because it's really hot.
Great run, but then the penalty.
Watch that spin. Did you see that? That was great.
I mean, just that tradition of running backs here at Norte Vista. But good angle there by Flores. Very good fundamentally. And then makes the lunge and brings him down. With the play, the penalty will bring it back a little bit. So they got Dreddy back for another year. They got Jaden Henderson back for another year, and they'll have Lee White next year as well, barring any kind of transfer portal stuff.
And then there is another Henderson.
Barring like Jay Serra coming and taking away Ken's players, like they did to poor Jason McMains. Because I wasn't. Was I wrong? Because Blake Bowens is now at Jay Serra. I thought he had transferred to Olu.
I thought he was at Olu. He is
No,
not.
it's Jay
huh?
Serra, yeah. Jay Serra. I guess they have better NIL. 1st and 10 from the 43. And nothing against, I like Blake Bowens, nothing against him. It's a bummer we don't get to see him.
Oh, he was my favorite last year. He was my MVP.
I mean, he's already committed to play baseball at Oregon State.
I don't think he's playing football either at Jay Serra.
No, I think he is.
He is?
I think he is, yeah. It makes sense for baseball to go to Jay Serra. Brett Cade does a great job over there. They give up the middle. We have a new quarterback in there for the, I guess Andrew, looks like Armando Morales in there for Norte Vista. So Seth Bollender, a job well done. He'll sit down. And at this point, they're just going to keep the clock running. Toss to White. Will dance left, trying to get the edge and bumped out of bounds. Making the tackle for Fontana, Gio Villapando. Keep the clock running. That's all you want to do if you're the Braves. 29-12.
Yeah, I think they want to get out of here. That guy's cramping up or getting hurt.
Well, we'll be right back. Quick turnaround for us. We're back tomorrow with your friend Ken Muschinski against his friend Travis Carter.
Can't wait. The Air Force pilot versus the Mush.
Against the state champion.
State champion Ramona Rams. I might wear my light blue shorts tomorrow because I'm not wearing pants.
Just do
not
body
wearing
paint.
long pants.
Just do body paint tomorrow.
I could.
Monocolors. Give to the first man through. Muscling up there for Novi. Angel Nieves takes the carry.
I just can't wait to get out of here and go jump in an ice bath or a cryogenic chamber. Have you ever been in one of those things?
No, I've not.
I want to give it a shot.
Are you a cold plunge guy?
I can do it. I mean, it's not a big deal to me. Believe it or not, all the years of playing, I've used. Wow, a huge game going on at King. They're tied at 14 apiece.
To the end zone. Here's the catch, reeling it in. Jordan Rivas. Rivas down at the 7-yard line. 17-yard connection. 1st and goal for Novi. Good throw. Nice job high pointing that one. The matter is, did he get the foot down? He did.
Yeah, great catch.
Coverage for Fontana made by Rudy Hernandez, which is a good play by Rivas. First and goal from the 7. Toss to White, spins left, cuts back up inside, driving, and finally get pulled down by Camacho. Oh, he's into the end zone. Second effort, touchdown Novi. Lee White, first trip to pay dirt. First career trip to pay dirt for the freshman. Touchdown Braves.
Boy, impressive runs from that young freshman. I have shoes older than that young man.
I bet you do. I'll bet you do.
They're Birkenstocks.
I forget who said it. Somebody said that about Bob Costas. One of the old baseball announcers said that about Bob Costas, the first time Costas worked a World Series. Saldana. Yes. Pretty good day for Saldana today.
And another flag.
(36-12) Norte Vista.
We'll be out of here by midnight, I promise. I gave him the bones.
Hopefully the young man's okay. I know there's heat down on the field. We were down there about an hour before kickoff. It was what? It was 100 degrees, something like that?
100.
Which was less than what you were saying. You were saying at lunchtime it was worse.
So let's see what they're going to call here.
Good friend Paul Janeway having a discussion. Well, here's the touchdown run from Lee White. Look at him just drive and drag. Looked like he's going down, but he's not down. And then he pulls forward out of the tackle. Velasquez had him wrapped up, but not this time, said Lee White, getting into the end zone. So it looks like the penalty on Novi. They'll back off the kickoff to the 25. Get a look at the Fontana huddle. Still waiting their injured player. Medical staff for Fontana on it. What a proud history for Fontana High School. Dick Bruick, 2 CIF championships, mythical national championships. Back in the old days, the old Citrus Belt League.
Yes.
Redlands, Eisenhower, Fontana, I mean, and Riverside Poly actually, it was like the old Pistons and the Bulls. Riverside Poly was the team that Fontana had to get over. As walking off his own power is Frank Perez. You love to see, you like to see that. He was their leading tackler last year. 14 tackles coming in this year as well for Perez, the senior.
Ken Batdorf having a talk with Lou.
Such great high school football tradition out here in the IE, and now you got more schools and more teams. When the Steelers were at their height, they were the only school in Fontana, 5,000 students.
Yes.
And now I think, there's more people in the region, but there's now spread over 5 high schools. Or maybe it's 4.
Mike Churchill was the head coach at Riverside Poly during those big heydays. In fact, he's going into the Riverside Poly Hall of Fame, I believe, in 2 weeks. So Mike Churchill coming down from Oregon. I'm sure we'll get a bite to eat together. And King taking a 3-point lead on John W. North.
Kickers. Short kick field at the 35-yard line. Saladino goes down. Santiago was a substandard Marine and tackle for Abel Chavez for Norte Vista. I watched a little bit of your pep rally last week, and you guys were doing the Santiago thing. Now, is that in deference to Jack Nicholson?
No, that's a pep thing.
So it's not a few good men.
He just does that goofy Santiago.
Yeah. But it sounds like Jack Nicholson talking about Santiago, rumbling up the middle, about 7 yards on the play. And Christian Perez has found himself a role for this Fontana team.
Yeah, I don't know if Pep's ever seen a few good men, to be honest with you.
Come on. It's on TV like every 2 minutes.
Oh.
Perez to the open field. Perez, reservations for 6. 55-yard touchdown run. Steelers to pay dirt. What a game he has had, and the flag comes in late for a celebration.
A lot of flags.
So 36-18. I mean, listen, you're Fontana. You're just playing. You're not playing the scoreboard right now. You're just going play to play. And that's a nice play by Christian Perez. If they lose this game, but they find themselves.
Is that too many men on the field?
So touchdown, penalty declined.
I think he had 12 men on the field. And we will have those highlights of the King North game tomorrow night on the pep rally.
So North hanging in there right now, 17-14 King. Another look here. And just finds a space. Galloping to the end zone, looking like Eddie George in his Ohio State days. Sorry, I was just in Columbus. 2-point conversion. Camacho off the back foot, and it's a good. Completes it to Alexis Lamelli for the 2-point conversion. So Camacho has a 2-point conversion now, one for Fontana, one for Norte Vista. 36-20 with 5:37 to play in regulation.
Wow.
I don't know why I say regulation, because they don't go to overtime here. So
there is no OT, huh?
I think non-league they don't play no overtime. I guess it's an option, huh? I just remember Vinny Fazio many years ago, who's Fontana alum. They were a non-league game somewhere out in the desert, and it was 7-7. And they're like, yeah, we're not playing OT. We'll just take the time.
Yes, take that.
That was 2016. They ended up 7-2-1 and missed the playoffs.
Oh.
Shout out Vinny Fazio. I know he's rooting for Coach Gonzalez. He's an old faux high guy. So here's Branham to kick it away. Yeah, Fontana was the only school in the district until 1991. A.B. Miller in 1991, Kaiser in 98, Summit in 06, Harupa Hills in 2010 have all opened, splitting the student population. And even didn't Dick Bruick go over to Kaiser after he left Fontana? And he was there. He was like 10, 12 years, right, at Kaiser.
Yes, he was. Took his dear friend Billy Cardosi. Cardosi took over at Kaiser and
just stepped down himself. Yeah,
won a couple championships. Another great kick.
And Josh Henderson, who was at Aquinas and then won a couple at Brethren Christian. He's a Fontana guy. Nick Matheny at Summit. Bunch of Fontana guys. I think. No, I don't think he was. Was Coach Mack? He wasn't a Fontana guy, was he? Coach
so.
McCarthy. Pat McCarthy. I mean, Vinny, obviously. A lot of Fontana guys in coaching.
Yeah, then you have his son, Dick Brooks' son.
Yeah, Kurt Brooke, who's was at Redlands East Valley, won a CIF title there, and now at Citrus Valley.
He used to wear really red pants when he was at East Valley.
Bright pants, yeah.
And I told him he needs to wear gold pants now.
Because, at Rev he wore red pants,
yes.
Right? Yeah. First down. Hands it off to the first man through fullback over the 25. Making the carry for Norte Vista was Armando Morales. Clock continuing to move. Friday night pep rally. See, I always think it should be pep. The parentheses should be around pep.
Yeah,
not pep rally. It is a rally, but it's the pep. It's the pep rally, but the pep is for Pep Fernandez.
We should call it the. Do you know what Pep's first name is?
Joseph.
Yeah. Well, the Joseph rally.
Yeah. 2nd and 4. Pep explained it to me, actually. He said there's a number of Josephs in his family. Here's the keeper. Over the 40. That was Marcavius Evans. Another look at it. Evans to the 43-yard line. Enough for a first down. Stopped the clock and then restarted, and it looks like Novi will be content just to run the play clock down on every play. 36-20 lead over Faux High. Norte Vista poised to go 3-0. We talked a little bit about Fontana's schedule. Again, give to the first man through to the left side. Lomelli in there, but twisting down. First man there was Diego Verdon on the tackle.
Great little misdirection, the hallmark of Ken Batdorf. There's another player down. It's as hot as it is.
Cramping and sitting around, a late start, a bunch of different factors.
Well, hey, if you're going to any games, yeah, you got to give. I did see pickle juice over on the other sideline. I saw big jars of pickle when we were over talking to the head coach at Fontana, and I almost walked over and said, "Hey, can I have one of those pickles?" I mean, they weren't. It wasn't just the juice. There was full-on pickles in there.
What do you think? I mean, obviously, Novi had a great year last year, and they end up in Division 4. Not only that, they end up having to play the top team in Division 4, which, listen, you got to play somebody good, but it's just tough. Ken was joking with us. He's like, listen, I want to be Division 7, 8, or 9 this year. But, I mean, their power ranking is going to be pretty good again.
Yeah, and the thing is, you win your league every single year. And I honestly, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think they're going to go 10-0. I do, and I think it depends on. What do you do? Who do you play?
I really thought they were going to be squarely in the middle of Division 5 last year, but then a couple of teams that were kept out of the playoffs tossed to the right side. Another run for Lee White. And all that they're looking for here, Jeff, they're just trying to keep the clock moving.
Yeah, get out of here without getting anybody hurt or any extracurricular activities where guys get tossed. Just play smart football and get out of here at late night on a Thursday night. We're almost 10 o'clock. And Vinny Fazio, I was just told by our friend Coach Rice, he's the defensive coordinator at Hesperia.
Oh, yeah. I love that. It's a great song by Def Leppard.
I don't know if it's a good thing or not. Was he shipped out to Hesperia?
I mean, if he's living out there now, it's probably not too bad.
But if he's not, that's like being in
third down. Here's White running left. Cuts back inside, and then he'll go down and be tackled by the ankles. Making the tackle for Fontana, Ryan Elizalde. They'll stop the clock to move the chains because it's a first down. And Lee White having himself a night, the young freshman.
Well, he's fun. Fun to watch.
21-0 at the half for Norte Vista, and a penalty on the Braves will bring it all back. Lou Beechin and his staff have been pretty busy today.
I want to ask him nicely, can you stop throwing a flag? I don't want to get in trouble. Please stop.
Lou Beechin, the referee, Kenneth McKernan, the umpire, Scott Basinger, the headlinesman, Luke Lefevre, the line judge. The back judge, your buddy Paul Janaway.
Okay.
How do you know Paul?
Paul was he was the athletic director at Rubidoux High School. He's coached at, like I said, every sport under the rainbow. But, as he's my friend, and I don't know the other guys, I hope that Scott Basinger is related to Kim, but probably not. Paul Janeway, I'm going to blame him. I'm going to blame him for all the flags tonight because he's my dear friend. And I mentioned him right now on
over the middle,
incomplete.
Broadcast. Intended for Juan Vargas.
So when I see Paul Janeway, I'm going to say, Paul Janeway, you kept me awake on a Thursday night.
Now, is he a Riverside guy?
He is a Riverside guy.
Where is he a Poly guy?
No. I don't. I don't believe he went to. I think he's just started teaching at Riverside.
Teacher, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he's just.
So he was with you and with McMains?
He was with McMains. He was with Mark Guard. Then he went over to Rubidoux. I think he coached basketball. He was the head. He's coached everything.
Of course, our guy Kevin Corden over there now. Principal at Rubidoux High.
I know Janeway was a big flag football guy. He used to play flag football. But let's blame Paul Janeway. Everybody.
He was so friendly to you, though, up here.
Oh, I'm still friendly to him, but let's all give just blame Paul.
4th down. The throw incomplete. Sebastian Cuevas in on the coverage, and the ball over on downs to Fontana. 36-20. Evans with the throw.
He's
throwing a double coverage.
Throwing all over the place. Double digits in passing again.
A job, got the job done. They got the lead. So we're back with you. If you haven't got enough of us today, we're back with you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And then at 11 o'clock tomorrow night, we'll have the Friday night pep rally after the Norte Vista tonight. But tomorrow it's going to be Ramona and Hillcrest.
And then we have big boy football.
RCC. That's going to be a night game.
I don't like night games. Those JC games, we'll be home by like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, if they call it like this.
Paul Janeway better not be on that staff.
1st and 10. Camacho. It's lit up. Big hit. Eric Williams comes up and makes the big hit for Novi.
The fans out there, I see them. They're watching on their phone. They're watching. They want to see that replay. Let's take a look at the replay.
Just breaks one tackle, and here it comes.
That was
just over the 42. So 8-yard pickup on the play. Clock continues to move. Play clock winding down. Perez to the left. Down he goes. Williams again on the tackle. As we move down towards a minute remaining. Oh, they're going to call timeout?
No. Oh, no.
No, it's 1st down. They got to reset the sticks. That's what it is. 1st down. Stop the clock to reset the chains. Camacho. Up the middle.
And there's a timeout.
The Steelers. Kaiser Steel. The Kaiser HMO. Kaiser Health started
in
as
Fontana.
A healthcare company for the workers at Kaiser Steel.
Yes, it was.
Fascinating. I mean, we just had Labor Day, so I like to bring that stuff up.
So what did you do on Labor Day?
A nice barbecue out in Santa Monica.
You did?
Yeah.
I said I moved my mother-in-law. I have one more day to do this.
Well, it was a little bit tumultuous, right? Because I went to see I went to Ohio. I flew on Thursday to Columbus. Flew back Saturday. Called a soccer match on Sunday.
Kickball.
And then had a little R&R on Monday in Santa Monica. And then, but it was a tight window. Then I realized, I got home about midnight or so on Monday, and I realized, wow, we have 3 games to call this week, and I haven't started on anything. So,
all I know is I've been looking forward to this week, and now that we've started, I'm looking forward to it ending.
Camacho keeping it.
Camacho has been fun to watch tonight. He's got
a little panache.
He's got some panache.
4-year player in the program. You can tell why his coach is so high on him. He's got the ability. He's got leadership. J. Eric Gonzalez.
Would you say he has great poise and upside?
No. I mean, I say he's poise. Yeah, I've seen poise today.
And a tremendous upside.
I mean, I won't say upside. I hate that word.
Isn't it? Doesn't that just sound silly?
You know, he used to say that all the time with Seth Greenberg.
Of course.
And I know you're very tight with Seth. But
that's why I said it, because
yeah.
I remember that guy's got great poise and upside.
It's interesting because, you work with young broadcasters, a young man that you brought up wants to be a broadcaster. And the one thing, and this is just Lou Riggs passed this on to me, he goes, if somebody just starts saying something, don't say it.
Never.
Come up with your own stuff. The one I hate the most is when you get to tournament season, and there's a guy, Ryan Sperber's got a great Twitter account that kind of debunks all these myths. He's a big college basketball guy. Here's Perez up the middle, inside the 15, down close to the 10, wrestled down, making the tackle. Is a guy not on our roster. under 40 seconds to play. So nice that Batdorf is getting the JVs in there. Camacho keeps it, and he'll be bought down inside the 10.
You know what my least favorite word is right now? My buzzword? Remember, is the physicality.
Yeah.
I don't like that one. If you ever hear me say the physicality of something, just feel free to punch me right in the trachea.
But when you get to tournament, another look at the play. Good. I mean, he's really good on the fake. I love how he handles the ball. Meaning Camacho.
He's got great physicality.
Yeah. Slap. But when they say, well, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. No, it's not hard to beat a team 3 times in basketball. Because most of the time it's a 1 against 8, and the 1 seed has beaten the 8 twice. They're going to beat him a 3rd time. I think it's like a 72% number as Ken Batdorf's getting a little bit animated.
He wasn't yelling. He was just
31st. I never forget when we were doing the Irvine game, and I said, Russell Turner wants to talk it out. He said, I think he wants to yell it out. I think Ken Batdorf kind of yelling it out there a little bit.
Well, that's right. We did. Ken's a bit of a close talker.
We've already had Grandma Mima's mutton mentioned today. The throw, just short. Shades of the Tennessee St. Louis Super Bowl. Oh, they'll have a timeout left, though. They can call timeout. Flags fly in.
And it appears
Camacho to pay dirt. Touchdown Fontana. So Faux High to within 10 points. So, hey, good job by the Steelers today. You fall behind 21-0, and then you're kind of just playing against the game as opposed to playing against the scoreboard. You make it respectable, and you don't get the win today, which is the goal, but you can use it kind of to catapult into their game next week when they host Ontario. So 2-1. They'll go to 2-1 after 9 seconds tick off here. They'll go for 2. I'd love to see Perez get it here. Let him finish it off. No, it'll be Camacho. And he finishes it off.
And why not?
2-point conversion for Camacho. The backdoor cover. I'm kidding. There's no line on this game. I'm teasing.
Ontario. You know, they filmed that Coach Carter movie over there. Ontario High School.
Rich what? The great Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, every time I used to play in that gym, we used to play at Ontario, and it still looks like a 1920s. Looks almost like something out of Hoosiers.
So they're going to kick it off here? In the NFL, they wouldn't because they don't want to risk the kickoff, but we'll do it here. Pure football here on Riverside TV. Thanks for joining us. Special Thursday night edition of Football Night on Riverside. We're back with you tomorrow, 7 o'clock from Arlington High School, Ramona and Hillcrest. Another look at the 2-point conversion. Camacho just takes matters into his own hands. Here we go. That's the 2-point conversion right there. Second touchdown run for Camacho. Jaden Henderson with 3 touchdowns for Norte Vista. The onside kick. Hands team out for Novi, and that'll more or less do it. They'll cover it up with 8 seconds to play. And unless Joe Pisarcik and Herm Edwards are lurking somewhere. Another night at the ERP, the new surface. What does Ken Batdorf tell his team after this one?
Stop making dumb penalties, and great job from the younger guys who got an opportunity to play. And, hey, I tell you, it just makes you better. When you get to the reps from these younger kids, it can only make you better. But I think he's going to be unhappy with the way
victory formation. They'll just take the kneel down, and that's the final. 36-28 Norte Vista over Fontana. The win for Ken Batdorf. Career win number 219 for Ken in his 31st season. And give credit to Coach Gonzalez and the Steelers. They fell behind 21-0 at the half. They could have packed it in. They did not. They came on strong and put up 28 points in the second half of this game. Nice to build on for them going into next week against Ontario. There's the final score. We'll recap it for you. Take you through the highlights here. Jaden Henderson gets things started. First play from scrimmage for Norte Vista. He'll scamper 45 yards to make it 7-0. And 3 touchdowns for Henderson today, the younger brother of Tajon Henderson. And combining in the backfield, here's touchdown number 2 off the pass from Seth Bollender. And that could be another wrinkle for Ken Batdorf this passing game, Jeff.
Yeah, he's going to have to be that way. If they're going to win the CIF championship, that goal is no longer just winning league championships. You got to be able to throw the football.
Couple of turnovers definitely hurt Fontana. And we thought this was a pick 6, but it ended up not being a pick 6. Penalty on the play. They ended up getting the football, though. Here's the Dreddy Lane carry that makes it 21-0. He had a 54-yard run to kind of set up that play at the end of the first quarter. Camacho intercepted. That would have been a pick 6 for Saldana, also called back because of a penalty. 56-yard return after the interception, but a penalty brought it back. Here's Camacho scampering for the first score for Fontana. Bollender finds Henderson for his 3rd touchdown. And then watch the 2-point conversion here. Make it 29-6. Saldana, a penalty away from having a pick 6 and a 2-point conversion in the same game. And then Fontana goes to work. Camacho punches it in. 2nd touchdown run for him. Perez had a great second half for the Steelers. Here's rumbling all the way to the end zone. 55 yards. All of a sudden we got a game. And the touchdown pass, that goes to Alexis Lamelli. And then the final touchdown run we saw and the 2-point conversion from Camacho. So what a night for Camacho.
Oh, he was fantastic. Fun to watch.
Running for 3, throwing for 1. 36-28. The final thoughts, Jeff Gorham.
Hey, I'll tell you what, both teams defeated. Norte Vista plays slightly better tonight, but Fontana has a lot to build on with that great quarterback. And I'll tell you what, they're going to do some damage in their league. Norte Vista has a tough one next week against Great Oak. It's all going to come down to how well and how many non-mistakes they can commit, because they made a lot of mistakes tonight against the Steelers team.
Thanks to both coaches for helping us out, chatting us before the game. For Jeff Gorham, my name is Ghazal Hassan. For our entire award-winning Riverside TV crew, the final tonight from Zacharub Stadium, Novi 36, Faux High 28. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Arlington. So long, everybody.